Welcome, everybody. The Red Pill Progressive Food and Boisterous Beer Banter. Yes, food talk. All kinds of important conversation. This is the Cyberman Cave. I'm your host, James P. Madonna. I'm with Thomas Metal 75, the king of all craft beer reviewers. Also,
I'm one of them. Check me out.
Dr.
That's
Dave.
my channel on YouTube. Look it up.
Dr. Dave is another one. A Massachusetts Beer Review is his
my channel's show name. Yes,
is his show name. He's got a page on Facebook. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's the originator of a Wild Card Wednesday. But he's on hiatus because he is an accomplished heavy metal rock musician, and he's part of the great heavy metal group called Oxblood Forge, who is, I think you got together already. I think.
Yeah, we practiced once since the end of March when all the restrictions on getting together in public kind of stopped in Massachusetts and in most of the country. Then we practiced 2 weeks ago, and then somebody complained about that to our manager of our practice facility. We got together on Wednesday, finally. Our phase 2 has started in Massachusetts. And in hours at this point, counting down the hours to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we go back to the studio to start reworking on this album we were doing since February. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and what a humdinger of an album it is. I mean,
I think this is the one. We're gonna. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna put this thing out, and then we're gonna try to shop it around to whatever record labels or people want to listen to and help us promote it and put this thing out. Because why not? It's like your show. We got to get it out to the masses as best as we can.
Yeah, you're promoting. Oxblood Forge is doing, and yourself doing a great job promoting this indie band that writes its own lyrics, and plus you guys are capable of doing cover work too. You know, I mean,
yes, yep.
a paid gig is a paid gig. You know, and you're versatile. You guys are versatile. You can go your music. You can do cover. As long as the revenue comes rolling in, and this man here not only is the drummer for Oxblood Forge, but he's also a guitar player. He does both. This guy right here, Eric,
and piano, harmonica, probably not the bass, but maybe I could do bass if I need to.
Yeah,
but don't hire me to be a bass player.
I used to do harmonica, but it eventually what happened was, see, my friend had an extra blues harmonica, and when I used to hang with him, he would say, "Here, James, you know, I got the Sirius satellite radio. I'll put on some great stations. Play along with it." He played Bruce Springsteen's song, where Bruce Springsteen, you know, has a harmonica in the song, and he wanted me to play. And I played it. Then he gave me a gift, the world's smallest harmonica. It was really little, but eventually it stopped playing. It got clogged, and I couldn't unclog it. I tried to unclog it with a toothpick. I made it worse. So, you know, but I got pretty good with time. What people don't realize about the harmonica is there's a note that comes out while you're blowing and sucking and drawing it in and out. Your air going in and out on every hole has a different sound, which people don't realize. Yeah, and I read the book, the basic book that he got about the chords and but as far as like people that have natural born musical talent, they always add extra things to what the book states. The book states the basics, how to read music, and then you either have it or you don't. And some of the great guitarists, their names, and they had it. I mean, Carlos Santana at his age is still, still sounds fantastic.
Yep, he was on tour this summer. Obviously, that show and that tour is not happening, but he was still touring in 2020 is what I'm saying. So he's still doing it. Come on.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay. I haven't seen him yet. I was actually going to think about seeing that guy because why not? As a fan of guitar and music and rock and roll and all those things, why the heck not?
Now I knew I haven't seen him in a while. I know the one of the guitarists, original ones from Sting, the old band Sting, Sal Mamiani. Sal Mamiani started teaching, giving lessons, and I would just tell Sal, do Black Magic Woman, and in a split second, he would go right into it, and I mean, you're talking about many decades of playing, but he does private parties, whatever, the usual. But his band and him does not sound like a typical wedding reception band, which is like when we were joking about the mall cops. The wedding reception bands they're like a bunch of doofuses. They're not cool. They're not. It depends on who
you hire for your wedding, I suppose, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you're better off with a good DJ. Now, the most impressive DJs, believe it or not, were at the gentlemen's clubs. They were actually better, way better than the ones at the dance clubs, because the ones at the dance clubs felt like they had to play music and take requests to satisfy everyone in the club. But the ones at the high class go-go bars, they just wanted to get the girls all riled up with great music, and they were. Were you playing Black Magic Woman on the glass?
Trying to play the glass. Not working yet. Maybe needs less. Maybe gotta drink that beer. I don't have to drink that beer faster.
Now we'll
get to the beer in a minute, but yeah. Request DJs.
Yeah, request DJs. They play a lot of crap because there are a lot of I hate to say it, but a lot of girls out there that give requests don't always give requests of great songs. They would get requests of very lame songs, uh, you know, songs with stupid lyrics. Um, I mean, it, the whole concept of the nightclub or dance club DJ is to get people to want to dance, to fill up the dance floor. That's its objective. And the more they dance, the more sweaty and thirsty they get, the more drinks they buy at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a plan. And you know which songs get a reaction when people go, "Oh, let's dance," and she turns to her girlfriend, let's go dancing. I love this song, and they all go running out there, scampering out there, and some of them are middle-aged cougars dressed like they were 18 years old in skirts and outfits that are like a couple sizes too small, and they squeeze into them and they think they're, like they went to Forever 21 to get their wardrobe.
That's good for a 32-year-old. Good.
That's good. Well, but not if you got some.
Not if you're 47.
Not if you got some blubber. Not if you got like.
Ooh. Not if you're wearing the pants that say juicy and you really are. Uh-oh.
No, you don't want to see any camel toe or ass crack. You want
animal toes, camel toes. What do they call them? Moose knuckles. Oh boy.
Well, those are the yoga pants, the spandex, the workout pants. But no, these girls,
ding.
These ladies. Well, you know how it is when the girls drink. Alcohol is. They really get very brazen when they drink. So it's not a place to go with your special significant other to a popular dance club, because what'll happen is she'll drink, and like I've seen it many times, and then she'll start talking to other guys, and then there's trouble. So if you've got somebody that you're serious about, go to a restaurant, go watch a movie, but don't go to a dance club that's loaded with single people. Now, we were talking about the beginnings of the hazy, exotically flavored, perhaps fruity flavored IPAs started in Southern California in the San Diego area. Now I remember Alpine Brewery, Belching Beaver, Ballast. I remember that.
Ballast Point, yeah.
Bright Ballast. And now there's probably a couple more. I know Michael Hilton mentioned the name of the other one that I didn't know about, because I only know about those three. Yeah.
Green Flash. Green Flash?
Something, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Green Flash.
And I'm just guessing that these breweries are so numerous down there because San Diego, probably like LA, but even more so, attracts more tourism because of it's a beautiful area, the weather, and plus people can park their car and walk to Tijuana, Mexico. They can walk right over the border.
Yeah.
And
I don't know the reasonings for all like the beer. I don't know much about its history, let's put it that way. That I've never actually thought about. That's kind of a cool thing to put out there. So maybe that's a thing to kind of explore at some point, whether it's physically or just here where I live in Massachusetts, and then just kind of go through some beers like that. But I know for a fact that, so I'm 32, and probably when I turned 21, that was 2010-ish. like several years after that was when I really noticed that the stuff coming out of San Diego for their IPAs on the West Coast were really what was like the hard to find and come by. So if I remember when stuff by Ballast Point and their big IPA, I forget what the ABV is, it might have been a 7% in that range IPA there. Sculpin IPA, that was a really hard to come by. They call that they call it in the beer community a white whale. So that means like you got to hunt this thing down like Moby Dick, for God's sakes, to try to find this thing. So that used to be like the white whale was a thing like Sculpin IPA, and then you had Green Flash that made a West Coast IPA. And then even some other places outside of San Diego were doing some things too. I remember Avery Brewing Company, they're in Colorado. They're in Avery's in Boulder. I could be wrong about that. They made a beer called Maharaja, and it was like a 9 or 10%. But I think it was in the 9% range, and it was over 100 IBUs.
Oh.
I never had any beers like that in my life. Like that must have been 2000. I'm guessing 13 or 14. And I finally got into IPAs. I'm like, my father is the one that got me into all these kind of beers and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Father's Day. Let's drink this beer. Pop open this bomber, drank it. I'm like, holy crap. So there's so much hopping. Yes. It has all that piney, resinous, oily caramel flavors, which you get from the West Coast. And I mean, they're more like in your face hops as opposed to New England, where they can be, but there's so many other flavors and malts going on in the background too. So I'm drinking this thing at like it's high ABV and it's really big, over 100 IBUs. Like that's not so bad. Ooh, wait a minute. And then I tried a beer from Sierra Nevada called their Hoptimum. It's a double IPA, but now they market this thing as a triple IPA. I mean, same story, like big beer, bigger ABV, bigger IBUs. To me, at least, it had all this balance to it. It had all of this balanced flavors to it. Really hoppy, but it was really malty. So I'm like, okay. So I guess if it's this hoppy mess, I'm not going to get into it. But if it's got really good balance of its flavoring, I can dig it. All right. So then you go dig deep in the rabbit hole, and then years later, I forget when, years later, you get this brewery called The Alchemist. I'd have to look at the history. I apologize. Could have been 2015 or 16, maybe. They put out a beer called Teddy Topper, right? And this is what's classically considered the first commercially available in the Vermont, Waterbury, Vermont area, the first on the market of its kind, a New England IPA, and the brewer, the head brewmaster founder of the Alchemist, Waterbury, Vermont, his name is John Kimmich. And his whole thing was just like what we see in the New England IPA trend nowadays is I brewed this beer. He put out this beer to put out an IPA, yes, but to showcase the fact that hops can do many more things into a beer than just purely focus on very, very bitter flavors. And they can have those fruity and those tropical, juicy, fruit forward notes. And after this thing came out, boom, that's where we've gone in the New England beer market. Now I remember things in the East Coast like Harpoon IPA that were more like floral hopping, and they were more similar to the British style, but not until West Coast showed what IPAs could do, and not until this thing showed what New England hoppy beers can do, did the landscape really change. So I really do think that without the West Coast in San Diego, we wouldn't have been, this country in craft beer wouldn't be so centric on IPAs. I really do think that.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, I was always impressed with the look of your New England IPAs and in the various shades, but they all look really good, and they were hazy, and like you said before, the West Coast IPAs tend to be more hoppy than the New England because they use other flavors over here. But
Right. Yep.
I think the first IPA I ever had, I think was either Sierra Nevada or what was that company again?
I should.
Yeah, I mean now
Probably Harpoon IPA, to be completely honest, right?
it could have been, yeah, either one of those two. I mean they definitely have a big product line, Sierra Nevada, and the best IPA to look for is the double or the imperial, in terms of in terms of overall quality. Yeah, that looks good. Same, I imagine the same.
Yeah, one of the bigger names. I pulled these. I'm down to my last two. That's kind of sad. One of the bigger names in craft beer, period. And if you are looking to get the sought after, not maybe holy grail beers, but you could probably consider that, are these ones called Treehouse, and they're in Charlton, Massachusetts. That's probably a halfway, like chop the state of Massachusetts down the middle, and they're in the central part of the state. So I mean, if you like your hazy New England IPAs with like its very low bitterness, and one of the keys to that style is it could be one of two things, or it could be a combination of them both, is either having this white wheat malt, or you can have flaked oats, or you can do a combination of the both of them, and they have this ultra really like smooth, velvety, creamy kind of a mouth feel. And I feel if you don't do that in the beer you're brewing, when you try to put these beers out on the market as a New England IPA and you're not giving it that creamy, kind of smooth, velvety texture, you're kind of missing a lot of the boat when it comes to these beers. The mouthfeel is a big part of the New England IPA experience.
Yeah, well, it definitely looks it. I mean, I would say New England would be the closest thing to British style, right? I mean, not because it's called New England, but because.
Maybe. So when I think of like a British versus, and maybe you're right about that. You probably are right about that. The British. So in a nutshell, in essence, you have American pale ales, British pale ales, American IPAs, British IPAs, doubles. I guess you can kind of consider British and American as their own separate thing. Usually whenever a beer brand says British style versus like an American style, you can bet that the British style is going to be more malt forward, and it's going to have more like a fruitier flavor or texture to it. And the American style, it's just going to be way more about hopping and the bitterness and the flavor of hops.
Well, there's so many different varieties of hops. That's not a bad thing. Uh,
Yep.
I used to drink back in the 1990s. I used to drink a lot of Samuel Smith products as well as Newcastle Brown Ale. But Samuel Smith is pretty damn good. Their
Yeah.
stouts and porters, and including their oatmeal stout. I
Yep.
tried them all. Let's see, the red ales. The red ales, even though Killian's is not really Irish anymore, they sold out a long time ago. But I'm sure there are other companies like there's an Irish pub I used to go to that opened up called Point and Still, and they had Magners. But that Magners is the hard cider, but they had other Irish beers and ales that really don't advertise and
Right.
never heard of. They were all imports. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the name of that. I know Magnus is the only company I remember offhand. Then I used to get Boddington's ale from England. Boddington's. I'm trying to think of that Irish ale. I mean, there are definitely many great microbreweries over there that they do export, but only a beer connoisseur would really know the names of all of them. Oh man! But anyway, I sampled them. They were pretty damn good. I just cannot get enthusiastic over mackerel, like some people that I know get enthusiastic. It really tastes like crap to me. It tastes like exotic seltzer. You know, some of them are like that. I know people get excited over Pabst Blue Ribbon, but I wasn't impressed. I thought Modelo Especial was a lot better than Pabst or any of those American macros. I mean, as a
that'll be a side by side to do. I would say so.
Yeah, because it was like, I don't know, Pabst Blue Ribbon, like Budweiser, just tasted like light beers.
Yeah.
You know, they're compared to Dos Equis Ambar, Dos Equis Lager, Negro Modelo, Modelo Especial.
Wait a minute. I know you didn't try to say that, but did you say Necro Modelo?
No, necro means death, right? Necromancy? No, negro. Negro.
There you go.
Negro Modelo.
Necro Modelo.
Necro.
That better be a high ABV beer if it's going to be a necro beer.
Yeah, you mean we're formaldehyde?
That's an imperial stout that only one drinks on Sunday at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time with our great buddy, John Anilli.
There's something called necro.
Not that I know of, but if you're gonna drink it, you drink it on stout Sunday. You know what? How many beers have we really heard of? We couldn't name them. There probably is a beer called that.
Well, have a skull. You know, have an artist do something elaborate like a sugar skull. You know, on the label. And I mean, you know, these people that win the Powerball lottery, I wonder if any of them ever thought of opening up a brewery. I mean, I would have the most wacky names with elaborate artwork and then watch. People will complain about the price being too high. Yeah, but you know what?
I can't even show you this damn thing. God dang it. There, oh, wow. Let me try this one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, there, kind of. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's been sitting longer than our 30 minutes in the. I put it in a little thing, little
I haven't.
paper cup because
I
you
have.
just toss it and say bye bye.
I haven't spoke to Owens all week because he's having a personal family crisis.
Oh boy, he's
Yeah,
getting. Oh, I don't know.
a
You know
real.
what? I don't know. Let me be appropriate. I don't know. I wish him the best. That is being sincere. What I'm trying to show you. Oh, did we talk about this once? This is the. What's that brand from? Oh, yeah. This is the. I'm doing a little. Oh, it's up to there. I'm doing the. And this is a. I don't know what they call these little Dixie cups for ABV. I mean, it's you toss it and there you go. That's why I used it. You don't have to clean it. It's the 18-year-old Johnny Walker stuff. So recently, that came from my grandfather. Rest in peace. Last year, like the day before his 94th, he passed away. Good fucking dude there. He was in the Navy over sort of near Australia in the New Hebrides, and he knows all the SOS stuff. I think he was I think he kind of manned one of those facilities in the warships that did all the SOS stuff. Not the wind talker kind of a thing, but he knew a little bit about that stuff. And then he was in a business like my father ended up joining in telecommunications. He did a lot of work with Sylvania and stuff like that. But he had this 18-year-old Johnny Walker. I can't remember that name. 18-year-old. He really liked the Johnny Walker Red, and just getting a big handle of that is what he wanted, like all the time. Whenever we visited him in the last 5 years, it was a case of Corbel Brut, anything with a screw top if you want, and the Johnny Walker stuff. And Guinness was burnt beer, which he knew I liked, but it was burnt. It's burnt beer, Eric. You like burnt beer? I'm like, it's okay. I don't dislike it.
Well, stout would be roasted barley malt, right?
Mhm.
And malted barley would be porter, and roasted barley would be stout, I believe. Now you brought that 15-year-old
the Glenlivet
single malt Glenlivet.
Yep, I like that. And I did it one night a couple of weeks ago with a cigar, some pipe tobacco. I forget, but even if I'm just drinking this, I think we're out of that Glenlivet, which is kind of sad because that's to me, I like that Glenlivet better. And so, without going into much detail that I don't actually physically have in the products here, Johnny Walker, their product is the blended Scotch. So they're blending the different grains and maybe even some different vintages of blended Scotches to create this 18-year-old Scotch. Again, blended whiskey, blending of grains and possibly years. The Glenlivet is single malt, so it's just a single variety of the malts of the malt, not malts, of the malt that they're using, and it's just been aged for that 15 amount of years, and that's it. And I don't know if another brand would make 18, 15-year-old blended scotch, and maybe it would have compared to the Glenlivet a little better, but this one is just bigger, if you will. I have some ice cubes, so it's diluted that 40% alcohol a little bit. Flavor there.
Well, it's not easy to critique, to review whiskeys.
No,
It's really
that I don't. I've started because after the beers, after like the craft beer thing, I really like cigars and pipe tobacco a lot. But that just took me until, actually, to be completely honest, I started when I was 18 on that because it was legal. And now everything's 21 plus in the country. You can't even get if you want to buy a flavored pouch of vanilla pipe tobacco in Massachusetts, well, fuck that. That's illegal now.
really.
I can't even buy vanilla pipe tobacco. All flavorings of any tobacco are now illegal in Massachusetts. I was looking up buying some tobaccos online, like I do with cigars too, yesterday, and I'm like, and then the website goes, "You can't buy this in Massachusetts." I'm like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, but you're an adult.
Really?
You're an adult grown man. Why can't you get pipe tobacco? I don't get it.
You have to imagine. Let's let before we get back to the whiskey thing, let's let your mind run rampant for a second. Why do you think any state, but let's use Massachusetts because I live there. Why do you think the state of Massachusetts doesn't? So it's tobacco, it's cigarettes, it's pipe tobaccos and their cigars,
Right.
and anything that's an e-juice or a vaping liquid. So anything that you smoke that has nicotine in it, let's put it as a nicotine product, right? Not tobacco, but a nicotine product. Why would you think Massachusetts would prohibit a flavored nicotine product on the market?
A flavored nicotine product.
Why would you ban it if you were people of the governing body of Massachusetts?
Well, I mean, pipes and cigars are really not inhaled like cigarettes, and they're not spiked with addictive chemicals like cigarettes are.
True.
Vaping you don't have to use harmful vaping.
You don't have to. Right?
You don't want to. You could do like what Mr. Owens does with the
glycerol,
with the menthol.
Food grade.
Now, why would Massachusetts ban flavored pipe tobacco? Would ban it even if you're over 18 or 21 years. Let's say.
Quick disclaimer. Flavored tobacco ban also includes anything menthol.
Flavored pipe tobacco, even
anything that's anything that you sell that has nicotine in it, including 0% nicotine vaping juices. Menthol, the menthol cigarettes is basically what I'm telling you. But you can buy menthol flavored tobacco products too, and menthol flavored e-liquid juices too. That's considered flavored, and they banned that too in Massachusetts. Why do you think that they would have banned that? What would so put yourself in the mind of a politician and ask yourself in their mind in 2019, 2020, why would you ban that? What's the purpose? What's the directive and why to ban
that? Because of perhaps an increase in lung cancer cases. I don't know. I mean, when I smoked a pipe, I never inhaled it. I only tasted it.
that's
Massachusetts.
95% what I do when I smoke cigars and pipes. The real reasoning is I'm taking my notes. The real reasoning is that this state of Massachusetts is very adamant in believing, to the point of banning, in believing that flavored pipes, cigars, cigarettes, including menthol, and its subsequent in e-liquids entice and cause more teenagers and young people to start smoking, and that's the only reason they've banned this stuff. Kid you not.
So adults that have no children, like me and you, that no children that we know of. Now we have to suffer because it's like the old baby on board sign in somebody's car.
Mm-hmm.
I have to change my driving habits because you have a kid. You have a young child. It's not my problem that other people.
I'm not. I've only been on one website yesterday. I was only on one website yesterday. And I go on websites that I like and I want to choose to buy cigars. And in this case, I wanted to buy some pipe tobacco blends because I smoke a pipe as much in the summertime and cigars as I like to enjoy craft beers. I kind of do it in the same mental regard. But one of the websites that I went on yesterday just said we cannot ship this to Massachusetts, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I went on their shipping policy, and it said you cannot ship flavored cigars, and the other thing, or flavored tobaccos. So the other thing that I started reading up to today was even UPS and a lot of your postal services, your post offices in the United States. Now, again, every state's a little bit different, but generally UPS and the United States Postal Service really doesn't want you to be sending tobaccos of any kind to any private person. They really still don't want you to do that.
So if I logged into my Amazon Prime app,
yeah,
they will probably not ship to Massachusetts.
No.
Even Amazon Prime.
I say, so wait a minute. Let's back up. What are you doing on Amazon?
I order many things that are reasonably priced with free shipping. I do it because my loyalty is to my wallet and checking account.
Yep.
So I do it to save money and to get free shipping, even though because of the pandemic, parcels are taking forever to arrive. Despite that, that is my main motivation to acquire things during this pandemic at a good price.
Yeah. So the tobacco and stuff like that, no one's telling you can't buy these products, including cigarettes, and get them shipped here to Massachusetts. Cigarettes are so... I got a used pack somewhere, but I'm not going to pull that out right now. I generally don't smoke cigarettes. But with the cigarette stuff, they have to have on the back of the package a tax stamp that has Massachusetts. For my state, at least, they got to have that little Massachusetts logo, and it's got to say Massachusetts, tax stamp. You have to pay the taxes. Otherwise, it's illegal to buy, even online, for those products, right?
Yeah, so because of kids, this is probably other people's kids. This is probably the reason.
I'll be right back.
All right. This is probably.
I got to use the bathroom, but keep going on with that statement. Yes, obvious enigma. Keep going on with our man.
Thomas is not an expert on any of this.
Yeah.
Thomas is one of the most knowledgeable people on the internet as far as American citizens go. Amazon doesn't ship tobacco, so it's probably the reason why liquor stores, I assume, in New Jersey can't sell on Sunday. Is the reason why a bottle of whiskey or rum is like, decent whiskey or rum is like $20 or more a bottle, because they tax the hell out of it because of all those women protesting in my state that time, mothers against drunk drivers. I think it's called MAD or something, Mad Hatter. Mothers against drunk drivers or something. So all these people with families are making life difficult for single guys with no dependent children. And that pisses me off. That pisses me off.
Basically, I feel that the way that the law and the ruling is in Massachusetts, and that takes into effect, I forget when, in the last month or between the last month and now is when this flavored tobacco control act or whatever the fuck they're calling it in Massachusetts
now, what is. The Indians smoke?
I feel like now that they've put that ban into place, and because you've talked about it a couple of times in just passing, now my brain goes something as similar in the smoking market as Captain Black.
Oh.
Now that's illegal to sell in Massachusetts because they put a flavoring on that tobacco.
Captain Black.
The immediate moment you put a flavoring, which in pipes is it can be a dressing or it can be little drops or a casing or little drops. The minute you put that little drop or you drizzle a casing on your pipe tobacco, you can't sell it anymore in Massachusetts. No.
Never. Captain Black, never a bite in a bowl full. Billy Martin, when he managed the Yankees, he used to advertise Captain Black, never a bite in a bowl full.
But now you can't sell it in Massachusetts. It's illegal now. Captain Black, the most popular pipe tobacco in the United States of America, is now illegal in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit. I'm voting these people out of the state. They don't know what they're doing with coronavirus, and they're doing things that benefit people. That they're doing things that benefit some people, but it doesn't benefit anybody universally at all.
Obvious enigma. If you're going to fact check, don't trust Snopes. They're corporate whores. They're on the tape.
I'm with you on that
because I've read a lot of articles on Snopes where they were in bed with big pharma against nutrition, against megavitamins and herbs and all that. I don't trust them. Screw Snopes.
I may be a Republican and view some of those viewpoints, but like when it comes to things that people need, fuck big pharma and a half.
You know the victims that died from the coronavirus, they had one thing in common. They were severely deficient in vitamin D and zinc, which are both immuno boosters, tremendous immuno boosters.
Oh, yeah.
And also vitamin D is antithrombotic, which a lot of the victims died of thrombosis. Now, getting back to the people that ban tobacco, they remind me of the same evangelical religious fanatics that started
Yeah.
prohibition back in the day. Prohibition.
Mhm.
People have been drinking alcoholic beverages for probably tens of thousands of years,
Yeah.
or at least thousands of years, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, it takes for blah, 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 blah. I'm so
yes, it is.
God fucking damn it. Thank you, sir.
It is.
But yeah, that's true. But vanilla tobacco is not native to the United States. Like putting a vanilla casing on tobacco and calling it vanilla rum, bourbon, tobacco. That part of it's not native. But you know what? That should be beside the fucking point on that, right? Isn't that because to me because vaping got all of the news in the last year about people in their fucking lungs getting jacked up. That's why we're getting these major bans of any kind, because any kind of flavoring is going to be detrimental to young people. Like, yeah, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but do I really think that people are going here? Here's my example, knowing some things about tobacco. Do I really think people are going and buying online their fucking or these people under the age of 18 are going online pretending they're 18, or now you got to be 21, pretending they're 21. They're buying their little briar pipe and they're buying Sutliff or Super Value whiskey, bourbon, tobacco because they want fucking nicotine. I could be wrong about that, but my thought process is no. Leave pipe smokers and cigar smokers out of this shit, please. I don't mind cigarettes. I really, really fucking don't.
No,
Do what the fuck you want with it, but like tobacco, like pipes and cigar smokers, leave us the fuck out of it. To be completely honest, for you to become a tobacconist, what you're dealing with is luxury tobaccos. You're dealing with pipes and cigars, and those are the tobaccos you're dealing with. They're telling you when you go and get your tobacconist certification, it's natural tobaccos. They're luxury products. There's nothing involved in it that's homogenized. There's no papers involved in it. It's actually grown out of the ground, or you're putting little flavorings on it. That's still natural.
So the point against flavored tobacco of any kind is that it would tempt young people, minors, to smoke more. Hey,
yep. That's it.
You younger generation parents, if you actually practice old school parenting and paid more attention to what your kids are doing, your kids wouldn't be a bunch of little fucking monsters running around, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And being disrespectful and just acting like a bunch of thugs. It's not this man, Thomas Metal 75, or my problem that your kids are a bunch of delinquents and might start smoking in the boys' room at school. Smoking in the boys' room. Remember that song? Yeah, your kids wouldn't be smoking behind your back if you paid more attention to what your kid's doing and inflicted old-fashioned corporal punishment and discipline. When I was a kid, I got the wooden spoon, a big wooden spoon that hurt like hell, or the weeping willow branch, which is like
you're talking about Adrian Peterson and the Switch.
The Switch, and they sold paddles for
That's
spanking.
Not a console by Nintendo, by the way.
They sold paddles with holes in it, wooden paddles with a leather strap that went around your wrist for spanking your kids. It's not my problem you have kids. Why should you change the law and make people like us, single, red pill, alpha men, adult males with no children, with no dependent children, Your children are not our problem. Do you understand out there?
No, they're not. Mm-mm.
That's not.
I thought it was so weird. Yes, I mean, I just thought it was so weird. I mean, granted, I went onto a listing on a pipe shop's website that I go to all the time, and they were out of stock. But I clicked on it to read more about the tobacco, and then it just happened to say not allowed to ship in Massachusetts. I'm like, what the fuck for? And that's the first time that I heard that. So I knew. So there's some difference. There's some. Let's go to that. Is the point? Yes, I really do think that that's the point. I really don't think that. Here's a brand name, James. Well, yeah, the same thing with people that like Whiskey Scout that are into whiskey and Rod J. Let's put that into perspective. That are into the craft beers, and so am I. Right? There are different brand names for people that like that product, right? So there are different brand names that resonate with them, or different people that manufacture the whiskeys or manufacture and produce the beers, right? So one of the big brands in Europe for pipe tobacco is a brand called Scandinavian Tobacco Group, and Scandinavia is a huge market for two things for tobacco is pipe tobacco in general and smokeless tobacco, whether you do it in that snus, whether it's the really fine ground and you sniff it up your fucking nose,
Oh yes.
or you have little pouches and you stick it in your lips, whatever it is. I think the version that I'm telling you about is the Scandinavian Tobacco Group, and they do a lot of pipe blends, and they put out pipe blends for different brands that are a part of the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. Do you really think that the Scandinavian Tobacco Group is purposely trying to market, let's say, Cherry Ambrosia? I don't know if they make one. Yeah, let's say they're making a brand called Cherry Ambrosia. You think Scandinavian Tobacco Group is spending their time marketing Cherry Ambrosia to 14-year-olds? Like really? You really think that?
Copenhagen, I think Copenhagen is one brand of snuff. I know what you're talking about. The
United States, but it's Copenhagen in name, right?
Yeah, in name. Now, as far as what he said, I have no problem with men that are fathers. I have a problem when I have to change my lifestyle and be and be inconvenienced because other men are fathers.
No, you're not. No. Our buddy that's watching the pro. I'm defending you.
I'm not talking.
I'm defending you, James C. Madonna. Our buddy Enigma is understanding James the wrong way here. It's like, yeah, in general, we do not need. Well, wait. All health problems are bad. Health and having problems are bad across the board. Yes, understood. Great, grand, wonderful. You want to drink as much as the next guy, go right ahead. You want to enjoy some nicotine products as much as the next man. That should be perfectly fine. You're telling me. So Marlboro Reds and Marlboro, they don't call them lights anymore. Marlboro Reds and Marlboro Golds are perfectly legal, but Marlboro Menthols are all of a sudden not legal. For what fucking reasoning? Why would Marlboro Green not be legal? That is the dumbest shit. Like, right? Why would Marlboro Greens, that's the green package, why would Marlboro menthols be less legal than a Marlboro Red? They do, if you want to be completely honest, government, they do just about the same amount of damage to this part of your body.
No. It's not about people carrying each other. I'm talking to him. It's not
Yes.
part of people carrying each other's burdens. The problem is that the laws shouldn't be changed by any lobbying group that demands to be treated special. It could be the feminists who are really lesbians. The man-hating feminists have changed laws to make
Yep.
life very difficult for men. If they get married, the woman
Oh.
woman
Yep.
can take,
Okay.
the woman can take the man to the cleaners,
Yep.
to the poorhouse with her lawyer.
Yeah.
All right? It doesn't
Yeah.
work out. Child support,
Okay. Oh, okay.
everything. So
Yeah,
this,
I agree. I agree with you on that. Yep.
you know,
I'm with you on that.
a lobbying group that demands special treatment. Now, just because you have a kid and the woman decided not to get an abortion and you got a baby on
My
board,
fault.
that means I got to drive differently because you have a kid. It's not my
Let's
problem.
put it this way: is that the general? Should that be considered a general good going taxpayer's problem? It has nothing to do with that woman or man and his family, right? We're not trying. I don't think what you're saying, and especially deep down in my heart, what I'm trying to say is that both of us are cold-hearted bastards. That is just not the point. However, we're not trying to say. What we're trying to say is the laws is laws that get enacted like that still don't preserve enough personal freedoms that we had before you enacted that law. You have you have as much personal freedom to have that family and have those children as I do to not and maybe want to smoke vanilla Cavendish tobacco.
Now,
right?
Like in other words,
stupid analogy, but right, yeah.
Be a parent.
Pretty good analogy.
I was at a buffet with a friend of mine, and the
Michael, your name.
We have Michael Hilton from San Francisco, California. Greetings, Michael Hilton. Now,
you guys.
I was. Well, what do you got there before you pour it?
That's a fucking awesome beer from Portland, Maine.
Oh hell yeah! Peak Brewing Company, 7.1%, 77 IBU. Oh shit! I'm showing my whole damn house here.
There you go, right there. There you go. That's a little better. We've seen your house before, but maybe the viewers haven't.
Oh shit! You know what? I'm gonna get a glass, pint glass.
Your glass was good. You should not have a glass right there.
I remember when he had a glass. I remember when he did videos on the terrace.
What's that?
Say that one more time there, James.
Obviously, Nicholas says, "What's up, Mike from Gay Utopia?"
What is this guy? Right?
Even though I'm an incredibly straight, awesome, lady loved guy, but anyway,
Gaytopia.
Still cool.
If we're talking about Gaytopia, then all three of us live in it. To be completely honest, we live in the Northeast, in New York, New Jersey, Boston. We're as gay as
just because.
All right, come on.
Just because we appreciate the finer things in life, like high-end pipe tobacco or high-end craft beer, I guess he feels that we're effeminate. Now, getting back
to Thomas,
really? I hope not.
Now, getting back to lobbying groups that want special treatment. Why should anybody get special treatment? Laws should be fair across the board, just like equality of the genders should be fair across the board. You shouldn't have to be paying for everything because you're a man. That's bullshit. All right, let's get back to.
Do you want to talk about your beer and then I can show you mine there, Michael?
Yeah, let's. You got the point.
It's your Michael today. I like that beer. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Yeah, Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine, to me is almost like San Diego, California for New England. There's so many different beer brands in Portland, and to be completely honest, if you and I did it for a couple of days, But even if you went to Portland, Maine for a whole week, for a whole 5 days, even 7 days, you would never get to every single bar in Portland, Maine. But they make great beer. You talked about a couple of their Peak Organic beers outside of StreamYard, but let's hear about the IPA today from Michael Hilton.
Yeah, let's go about it.
Go. One Finger Whitehead. This is hazy, guys. Man, this looks like a hazy brew. Don't know if you guys
Enigma, be fucking quiet. Thank you.
Don't know.
Oh, I like that. Oh, it's hazy. Look at that. Oh, it's got a fruit.
The flipping off was a joke, but it looks unfiltered too. It looks hazy, unfiltered.
Yeah.
Damn. And it's 76 IBUs with on 7% alcohol. And I always think that higher IBU than there is alcohol. I always think that if I see 70, 80, 90 IBU.
I'll let you get to it, yeah.
High body beer. It's got the aroma.
Okay, there you go.
Apricot. I'm getting a lot of apricot, so it's gonna have that jelly feel that Eric said, and it's gonna be very caramel malty. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Just nice tropical notes. Nice tropical notes on this one. Let's get into it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. So we were talking about a lot of these IPAs with James Madonna earlier, actually, before you joined. And I actually didn't put it in that perspective, but I want to know what Michael's thinking. So for me, I like a balance. And what I call a balance is it just came to my brain, early on in 2012, 13, 14, and I'll ask it to you in this fashion. Does your beer have a good malt to hop ratio? Is it balanced? How's the ratio of malts to hops in your beer?
Oh, hell yeah. It has, would say that, you know what? You have good questions. I got mad at you earlier, but, I like your questions, man. I like your questions. It sound like Obama, but I like your questions.
Too many hops, it can be too bitter. Too many hops, the beer, too much of a hoppy flavor, the beer can be too bitter, too much of a bitter mess. Too much malt in your beer, it can almost have too much of a sweet mess to the beer. I like that hop to malt ratio where it's closer to 50-50. But how do you feel the flavor is in that one?
It's good.
With that
in mind. I'd say it's there's a nice maltiness. There's a nice, there's a high bubblegum feel leading to a lot of yeast and leading to a malt backbone, and then paving way to a nice hop resin. Has a nice hop resin. It has a nice jelly feel. It's very bready. It's incredibly hazy, even as a West Coaster. Wonder what that's about.
Yeah. Now North.
That's crazy. You get that beer in your area. That's cool.
Hey, Enigma, North Point, is that where Belching Beaver or Ballast Brewery? I know Alpine.
San Diego, yeah.
Alpine, Ballast, Belching Beaver. Which one is in North Point?
Duet IPA.
Yeah, Belching
Those beers are in San Diego that you just named, James.
Oh shit.
Yeah, North Point is a part of
Oh, you're talking about the district. Oh, that I couldn't tell you.
North Point.
Oh,
North Park.
That doesn't tell us much, Enigma, but maybe North Park. All right, whatever.
Oh, so you like a good porter or stout?
I like a robust coffee aftertaste. I love coffee, and I love coffee stouts. Fuck yeah.
What's the difference between stout and porter? Because sometimes you put coffee in a stout, even though I feel like a stout should have rock.
Stout has.
Yeah, you're generally gonna think about stouts as being a bigger style ABV and flavored beer. With porters, I mean, those were the people that literally were watching over churches. Well, that's called the church warden. They were watching and they were keeping eyes on people. And they, lower ABV beers, porters, and stouts were like a stouter. Stouts were literally considered a stouter version of porters. So stouts you would think of as bigger bolder flavored beers and porters, not so much. Although then you go to the Baltic region of fucking Europe and you get Baltic.
Yeah, they have some good. I had the Polish porter I used to get was really potent, but the porter would be the stout is more robust because it's roasted barley and the porter is malted barley, which is a sprout.
Kind of, yes. But what I was trying to say before I went bye-bye, there was, even with Baltic porters, it's a crazy fucking style because porters and stouts are ales. They're using ale yeast. However, Baltic porters are considered lagers because they're brewing their porters with lager yeast and they're lagering those beers, but they're big ABVs like an imperial stout. So all things can get thrown out of the fucking window when you talk about stouts and porters. But porters are the original, and stouts are stouter versions of porters.
Okay. Now
Guinness, not to be a part of that stouter version of porter because that's 4.2. So,
by the way, this beer, guys, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you
Have
ever?
tried? Go ahead, James.
Did you ever go to Puerto Nuevo, Rosarita, Ensenada, Baja, or in Tijuana? Any of those towns?
Not me.
No, not you. I mean, Enigma, since he lived in San Diego. You probably left.
Yeah. Oh.
He lived in
let
Wales,
us know.
Vagina? Really?
No, he used to live in
Wales of Vagina.
Because of Anchorman, the movie Anchorman.
He lived in
Oh Jesus.
West Virginia.
Yeah, in Anchorman, they call San Diego Wales Vagina.
West Virginia.
Wales Virginia.
West Virginia. Rocky High.
Virginia. It was actually a lovely area. I mean, there's no mosquitoes. It's dry heat. You know, I like the weather. And
Can Michael Hilton read the top of this can? Drink fresh. Keep cold. Drink fresh. Keep cold. Can you tell what the brand of the beer might be?
Fuck, this looks familiar. Bud Light.
Probably. You had
Budweiser.
you've had this beer. Similar vein to this Heidi Topper beer.
Yeah.
Similar style to this beer. No, it's New England. I'll let you know. Does that? Wait a minute. Say that again.
Treetop. Treehouse.
Yeah. There you are. They were at the money now. I'm gonna drink this beer because why the fuck not? Yeah, we're gonna do this fucking Treehouse Brewing Company. We got the. I've never been low, but it never gets me down. 14th of May, 2020. Yeah, let's drink this beer. 7.5%. Let's do it. This is their fucking green. We're gonna do green beers because you just drank a green beer. Here's Treehouse fucking green.
Nice.
There's a soliloquy. Does this remind you of some of the bottles that a Stone Brewing Company puts out with all the words on the back of their can? Well, it should. It's just like that. Yeah, pineapple, orange sorbet, and tangerine. It makes no apologies. Drink a couple and the company you love. Within the company you love. So, yeah, let's try that. So I bought these beers 3 weeks ago, I guess. And I went to the brewery here halfway across the state in central Massachusetts. And you got to go there and you got to order the beers online, and then you got to go there and pick them up. I bought a variety. They put out on their website because you need to do a case minimum, which is 24 of these style 16-ounce cans, and that's just what they do. So they have some beers that you can just buy in that variety of that's just one beer in 24-ounce or 16-ounce cans, and you got to buy just a case. They have some varieties that are maybe 12 cans, but the one that I bought, the other one's called Haze. This is my second to last can. I bought a variety pack, so they had 6 cans, or they had 6 beers and 4 each that comprise of my 24 for 100 and then $3 tip. It was $117, but the beer is worth its price in its type. So let me pour the rest of the glass full
$117 fucking dollars
for 24 beers.
Wait, but
24 16-ounce cans of beer.
why would they?
That's a case of beer.
Charge that much?
Usually cans of their beers between, depending on what it is, it can be anywhere between $3 and $5 per can.
Yeah.
So that is
in California, everything costs
$100.
So we'll run out of things real fast. So that sounds actually.
So we can talk about that in a little bit with the California thing, because I want to know your opinion about that. We did talk about that a little bit earlier, but I mean, the beer called Green from Treehouse, 7.5. I mean, that's how it looks. It looks pretty similar to Heady Topper, but it's not as chunky or sediment rich. Nowhere near that. And nice bright white head. So again, this one was canned on the 14th of May. And Jesus. Okay, you're not Jay Terrio. Great. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking Christ. Fucking Christ. Fucking Christ. Fucking Christ. That is still as fresh and herbaceous and green as possible. Very pineapple, very grapefruit, very orangey, very pithy, very yeast forward, very
any grapefruit
white
in there?
bread, Pilsner, crackery, malty. Oh, there you go, James. I mean, it's just so fresh in its juice. It's unbelievable. Like what you would think if you pulled that hop off of the vine today and you broke it up and you smell it.
My sister's banana walnut bread.
Ooh, that might be good with this beer, maybe.
Chula Vista is south of San Diego, near the border.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I know Chula Vista.
Hmm.
I used to love that huge Mexican supermarket. I think it was called North Point Gonzalez, something like that.
That's a good fucking beer.
Any grapefruit in that beer?
Price probably didn't fuck that much. Okay, sure. It's got a really good hop bitterness to it. It's not overly crazy or over the top. It kind of actually has a little bit of a chalky undertone, if you know what I mean. But the base flavor is really pineapple, grapefruit, and that orange with that biscuity, malty flavor. Some of that chalky complexions there in the mouthfeel. It's crisp. It's pretty clean. It's
chalky. Yeah,
pretty effervescent for what it is. Really green, like it's really ripe fruit flavors. Even still from 514, this one's really ripe in green in the flavor. Pretty good stuff there. I like the haze a little bit better. I think it's a little bit smooth and easier going, even at 8%. That beer is. This one's 7.5. This is one of the most beloved, I think, of the Treehouse. Not the most beloved, but this one's still pretty good. 90. Jesus. It's really still pretty like ripe in those green hopping flavors in the ripe fruit. So even if you let it sit for a couple of weeks more, maybe some of that really ripe herbaceous flavor would round out a little bit more and be a little bit more what I like. But I don't know, 94 seems pretty great. So 94, yeah. Tree house, got the glass for Christmas, yeah.
Any grapefruit?
Oh no,
This one has grapefruit in
There
it.
you go.
Yours does not have grapefruit in it.
Trails is some good shit.
Or maybe yours doesn't have Cascade hops.
Galaxy hop.
Galaxy hops.
Mine's a Galaxy hop. That is a Australian hop, I believe. Yeah. James, you're eating all kinds of food.
What are you bored there, Michael? You trying to jump on somebody else's show?
I do 5 shows at once. I'm going. No, I'm just here and I'm watching. I'm also watching some games from fucking a decade ago. That's a good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, but how do you split your webcam with that many?
Fucking with you.
Hey, Karl Marx, his writings and socialism, that what uncorrupted socialism is the most fair system that was ever invented. The Scandinavians are happier than a pig in shit, and that's why you don't see Scandinavians coming to this lousy country.
This country.
C-U-N-T, country.
Oh man.
And trickle down economics is a lie. The money pools at the top with the CEO. It don't trickle down.
I always feel. What was the topic of for tonight's video, James?
I didn't really. I didn't get too much into it. Where I was talking a little bit about women having very inconsistent, changeable personalities, and whether or not it was attributed to hormones or just emotion.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes some people have this weird. I think I have a pretty good point here. Just I feel like some people have this weird ass light switch, right? So when things are favorable to them, they'll when things don't go their way, they act like a fucking Karen about it. But then when things are favorable, alcohol. Then all of a sudden everybody's cool, and it's this very weird light switch that people have.
Well, when you call them out, when they lie to you, when you show them that you're wise to everything, they get pissed off because they like that. For some reason, they like to be in control. I don't know if it's of the relationship. I don't know if it's insecurity or what, but they like to be in control. But anyway, Obvious Enigma is obviously a troll. But you know
he's
what?
Obviously drunk as fucking hell and stoned.
You know, he's talking about chemical-laden American cigarettes, and he's talking about Pabst Blue Ribbon, and he's making fun of the sophistication.
No, listen. When we were talking about tobacco and that stuff, we're talking about we're talking about literally natural growing out of the fucking ground and treating it and curing it. And then if you want to take a little dropper and put vanilla on it, or you want to put butter rum on it, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about smoking a pack of Marlboro cigarettes or what's another popular fucking brand there? Camel. We're not talking about that.
This has
flavor.
Bye-bye. This has flavor. Cigarettes have some flavor. Cheers, Eric.
I'm talking about pipe tobaccos and cigars. Like, again, I was saying it to James a little bit earlier. Like, when you become a tobacconist, if you want to go and get a license to do that, you're literally calling what you're going to be selling and involving yourself in is as a luxury, is luxury tobacco. So it's not this stuff like the cigarettes where it's chemicals that get pumped into it nor is it stuff like some of the gas station kind of cigars where their outer leaf, the outer wrapper, or what's right underneath the outer wrapper. Basically, what some of these brands do is they take these cuttings up of cigars, and they take those sweepings of that tobacco, and then they might put it, they might homogenize it, which means they're putting it together, they're binding it with water, and then they're rolling that water plus tobacco into a cigar leaf, and they're rolling their tobaccos in that, or they're rolling the binding or the fillers in their machine-made cigars in that way. That's not what when you become a tobacconist and you certify yourself as that. Those are the kind of products you're not dealing with. You can deal with roll your own cigarette tobacco, because that's a natural product and there's some redeeming qualities to that, but you're not dealing with cigarettes that are already rolled and that have the chemicals sprayed or pumped into it. No.
Yeah, when a tobacconist would be like a person running a high-end tobacco shop at a shopping mall, and you go in there and they got humidors with all kinds of lovely pipe tobaccos, and some people blend. Some people say, "Oh, could you give me a third of this and mix it with a third of that?"
Mm-hmm.
Me, I just used to get something called Raven. It was black Cavendish, but it wasn't mixed with golden Cavendish like Captain Black was. Captain Black was a combo. Raven was pitch black, just like the background of this StreamYard, or the Jolly Roger flag. And it was when you smoked it, people would tell me it smells like you're baking a dark chocolate cake. They said, "Oh, it's like, oh, that aroma."
Mm-hmm.
Now that is a perfect example of a flavored pipe tobacco. Then you have, like you said, the ones that had rum in it. The ones that had rum in it. He must have his internet must have got booted off. He'll be back because
he got bored. Nice.
No, what happens is his video was a little pixely.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Blake TV earlier.
So maybe is it the internet connection into, maybe he's on Wi-Fi. Maybe it's overcast. When it's overcast and there's a thunderstorm coming, it affects Wi-Fi. Right?
Oh, the internet's a bad internet. You don't need a fucking thunderstorm for that shit.
No, I'm not on Wi-Fi now. When I use my phone, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not on Wi-Fi now. I'm on the cable connection because I'm on the PC now. So I'm not relying on Wi-Fi.
Right. How? What do you do instead of Wi-Fi then?
Well, I'm hooked up to the cable connection, the modem, whatever.
Oh shit! Right.
Yes, he says his internet went temporary, permanent communist. Hey, how come all you flag waving right wingers, a lot of you don't have a pot to piss in? If you go down to the southern states and to the Midwest, you people really don't have a pot to piss in.
But they'll keep on voting Republican.
And they vote Republican, and what happens is they vote for people who only work for the top 1 or 2% of the population. They don't give a damn about these rednecks, flag waving rednecks that vote Republican. Republican. They don't have a pot to piss in.
Well, I mean, it's what that happened in the South. It wasn't even about economics. As soon as the South, when Democrats went all civil rights, then the South started to flip, and now is ruby red. And it looks like it looks like Doug Jones is probably going to lose this one in Alabama later this year. I think that's probably good news to Eric's ears.
There's a lot of progressives that are on a roll. Oh yeah, they're ahead in the
Doug
poll.
Jones is a progressive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The progressives are on a roll in many states.
Kentucky, we are ahead in Kentucky.
Oh, Mitch! Oh, wouldn't that be great if Mitch McConnell finally lost? The ugly turtle-faced, very corrupt Mitch McConnell lost his senatorial.
I don't have a problem. I guess I don't have a problem with that. It's nice. It would be nice to have another opinion in what's the fuck going on in this country. And I'm not saying this to Michael specifically because he just lives in that area. That has nothing to do with it. However, being represented in that area of the country, right, by bigwig know-it-all Nancy Pelosi, has she really done a bunch to benefit that area of San Francisco and that city? Has she really walked around the streets of San Francisco and really seen the plight and really seen the problems in that city? And she really helped out and try to fix problems in that city? My thought is absolutely not. And a good example is, and maybe it has more to do with other people than just Nancy Pelosi alone. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. But she's not coming out negative towards it, so I put it towards this one. So what's one really great idea, and again, it's not negative. I'm not saying it towards you because you don't have anything to do with it. But so there's a problem with drugs and needles in San Francisco.
Yeah,
boom. So the idea is the drugs are bad, okay, says Mr. Mackey. So how about we just get everybody together in one little area to do the drugs? That's not a great idea. Is that any better than doing drugs in general? No. But that's what they do in San Francisco. And again, I went there a couple of years ago, and Tent City was fucking atrocious. I was kind of appalled by what I saw there, but like, is that really what is necessary? We should just be congregating drug addicts together? What? No.
Now, Nancy Pelosi just likes to wear big fancy scarves like that doctor.
And she does this all day long. She's Raggedy fucking Ann.
Yeah, she's and that who's that doctor? What's her name?
Fauci?
Dr. Bricks, the one with the helmet head with a gallon of hairspray in her hand.
Oh, that's probably Bricks, yeah.
Yeah, she wears a big scarf like Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, it's Bricks, yep.
Now, this guy says he's not a right-winger, but he keeps on calling us commies and Marxists. So if you're not a right-winger...
Fix the problems if you have a problem. I think that's what James is trying to tell you to do. If you can fix these problems, we'll listen to you. But your ideas are so fucking backwards. Is Enigma one of these people that thinks that I got a prime example of a person. His name is Tyler Mansell, right? So let me get to it in a second here. Which I'm not oh God, oh my, stop fucking your gapping your gums here. So
all right, okay.
So he's the person. So Enigma's the kind of a person that agrees with the city of Seattle that they have protesters that have taken over about 8 different precincts of their of their city, right? And they agree with the demands that we have several demands here in the city of Seattle. One of which is you have to abolish your police department. Do you really think Enigma? Do you really think Enigma? And I don't really care that our buddy over here, Michael Hilton, doesn't want to talk about that because it's a hard topic to talk about. I don't give you any ill will. But do you really think Enigma that just abolishing a police department all of a sudden makes things go hunky dory in the middle of the night?
Topic that we were trying to not talk about because I had an issue or some shit. Well, what's going on?
Very good. I no zero ill will. All right, zero ill will. No, we're good. We're good. We're good, Michael.
Not kill.
Yeah, we're good.
Ill will. He didn't say kill Bill. Ill will.
No, ill will. Ill will.
No.
Will. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're good. We're having fun. We're trying to have fun, right? No. I want to hear this. Continue, James.
Decorum. No,
continue with your Nancy Pelosi nonsense.
The plight of San Francisco not being tended to by Nancy Pelosi, who is supposed to be, in my opinion, she's a corporatist. She's a fake progressive. She's not a real progressive. She's a centrist, like Amy Klobuchar. You know, the one with the shakes.
Yeah.
And the nasal voice.
Sorry, Michael.
No, yeah, you know, San Francisco, you fucking step over those needles all day, man.
His volume is fantastic. What happened? What did you do?
That sounded good. You sound good right now.
Your volume is excellent.
I put some earbuds on. I put some headphones on.
Oh, yours loud.
Wow, that sounds like immensely better. Yeah.
There's
a little bit of extra noise, but we can hear you better. There's more noise for some reason.
Think you can hear me better, fellas.
Okay.
Say something, James.
I hear you louder, but I hear a hissing.
Now I hear James less.
Okay.
So what have you done specifically?
Oh, if you guys will see, I added these cool ass motherfucking J-Labs headphones that I got. These J-Labs headphones are fantastic.
Correct.
They work really well.
So we're getting a lot of
J-Labs.
We're getting a lot of background hiss on your end of the camera. That's all. We're not picking on you or anything like that. That's just what we're hearing out of your camera. That's all. We're still hearing a bunch of background hits and hum.
Maybe because the headphones, you have to turn down the mic volume.
Yeah, do you have a microphone volume you can turn down on your end? No, not on the headphones, but on the computer itself.
On the.
Wait a minute.
We good?
Ooh. Say hello again. That's a little better, yeah. I'm still getting like a blow dryer kind of sound, right? One step forward, 2 steps back. We're trying. Not. Ooh. Wait a minute. Say hello. It sounds like maybe the fan or the AC's on in the background, though. Is that true?
Wait, keep talking.
Is your air conditioner or is a fan on in the background where you're at?
Can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me, James?
No, I can hear you fine.
It sounded like an air conditioner, or a fan is on in his background.
Now, do you?
That's what I was trying to ask him.
Obvious enigma. Do you think that if I was like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the new?
Oh, fuck that girl.
If I was in Congress, do you think I would give a shit about pleasing other people? I would just speak my mind, and I call them like I see them.
It's wrong.
You think
It's
I'm worried
entirely wrong that you get elected to a particular. Okay, we'll listen to what you have to say for 5 seconds after I talk. But I think it's wrong, and I have a political science as much of a bachelor's. What does that mean? Not much. But I study this crap. It's fucking wrong. And people in the United States in the 1830s, 40s, 50s thought about their senators and their representatives a lot higher than they seem to fucking do this day and age. And by that I mean, it seems pretty bad that you elect these fucking dumbasses to Congress and they don't listen to a fucking word that you say. Like, wow, what the hell did you elect them for? It still sounds like a freight train in the background.
You know what you got to do? You got to go back to the old system. Yeah, unplug that and turn up your microphone volume.
Wow.
Go
that
back.
already sounded cleaner.
Yeah, go back to the. Yeah, see the noise stopped as soon as you unplug it.
Oh man, what was the noise about?
Damn.
I don't know. It was like a.
I have no clue. You have none of the noise. You have none of the background noise anymore. None of it.
It wasn't.
All right.
Like,
yeah, it was like a.
Yes. It sounded like a fan or like an air conditioner in the background.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like.
Obviously.
Yeah.
holy shit.
What is your take?
Huh.
What is your take politically, since capitalism has been a failure for the 98% since 1776, and trickle down economics never happened? And you say we're Marxists and communists, pinkos, whatever, and now you're saying you're not right wing. Well,
make up your mind.
What exactly are you? No, because he unplugged the headphones. What exactly is your political take? Because I don't want you to think that, we're putting words in your mouth. Okay?
Oh, shit, glad somebody thinks I'm okay.
No, you're fine. Just
you sound all right now. Yeah, you sound okay right now.
Turn up your mic volume all the way on the
even just a little bit.
That's as high as it's gonna go.
On the
I mean, I'm not offended by your mic volume. That sounds better than most times.
Okay, what are you using? The tablet or the iPhone?
No, I'm not using the iPad. I'm using the iPhone because.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Right. By the way, James.
It's not that bad. Wait a minute. Let me try this again.
James,
it's not that bad.
Apple made an iPad Pro with double speakers. And
you know what? One of these two got to get your address, and we got to buy you that lavalier mic. You put it on, you give me this little guy in this interview going, hello, and then we can hear you perfectly. Be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mic that you plug into the USB, your phone, and you clip it.
Your name is Mike. You should have a mic because your name is Mike.
You clip it.
My address is 123 Dickhead Way.
Send it to him.
We'll have to talk about that off air. But
send it to him off.
Yeah. I'll help you out if you want.
Send it to him on Messenger privately.
I'll help you out. Yeah, why the fuck not? There are some of these apps, there's some of these devices that can work through your headphone jack. Some of them actually work through your charging port, and they can utilize the charging port to create crystal clear, awesome audio, and then you sound like a golden god on the airwaves because
you click it, you clip it. No, you don't clip it. You clip it on your shirt, and you plug it into the
lavalier mic. That Rode mic I sent you. Yep.
Lava lamp, whatever. What's it called again?
Lavalier mic.
Lava
lamp.
You clip it on your shirt, and you got hands-free talks. It's a very sensitive mic. It's very sensitive.
Yep.
Your voice will be
a mic for Michael Hilton.
You'll be like,
come on, Michael. It's not about beer. It's about let me hear you talk about your beer.
You'll be like those guys in Switzerland with the big the horn, on the Matterhorn in the Alps. They're yodeling, yodeling. Everybody.
You're talking about. Does anybody have a Ricola?
Yeah, the Ricola commercial. I'm probably a wishful thinker. If capitalism wasn't molested,
Wait a minute. Did you get molested in your past life there, Enigma? I don't know. What?
capitalism molested by corporations, being granted private citizen
Let's
status.
get Blake on.
That's not right.
They're what?
Corporations are not people.
They're not.
If we never
Has obvious Enigma ever worked for a corporation in his life? I guess not.
Well, working for a corporation can be
Just
pretty
saying.
steady.
Have you ever worked for a corporation?
In other words, corporations get corporate welfare that they don't have to pay back, but that's true. They're not people. They also they love socialism when it comes to free money from the government that they don't have to pay back. That's wrong. Now, as far as switching back to gold-based currency, there had to be a reason.
That would be a bad idea.
There had to be a reason.
That.
Monopolies.
The gold standard.
Well, monopolies is fascism. That's
Go bye Enigma. You're not talking 21st century here. You're talking like you may be talking about what's happened once in this country. It no longer works that way in the United States of America. I'm not saying. Would you agree with me on that, James? That some of this crap that Enigma talks about maybe happened at one point or another in this country. It just doesn't happen that way right now. Corporate welfare is not free market. We're not arguing it. We are definitely wow. I don't think James is even talking that same language that you are about that.
Well, if you're talking about, see, what a lot of flag-waving right-wingers want to do, they want to turn the clock back to the 19th century when the poor, they didn't have money, they died. There was you had to go to your church and beg, or to your relatives and friends and beg. There was nothing for the 98%. So even the founding fathers were rich, wealthy landowners. All men are created equal. What they really meant was all very rich white landowning men equal, not Native Americans, not women, not the slaves that they had. They had slaves, not the slaves, not Asians or any other race, but all wealthy land-owning white men were created equal. So the 98% didn't get shit since 1776. Well, they're neoliberals are just as bad as neoconservatives. Heaven help us. Let the super volcano blow in Yellowstone Park. Okay, Mr. Michael Hilton is pouring a beer. Let's see what it is.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I got myself a nice ass ale. This is the Altogether Hazy IPA by Revision Brewing Company out in Sparks, Nevada. And oh man, we have this nice ass can. It is over 350 milliliters, a worldwide collaboration brewed to support hospitality professionals. This is also brewed with Other Half Brewing Company, which is a brewery that is celebrated around the world. It doesn't get any hazier than that, folks. I'm channeling Kent Rollins, but Two Finger Whitehead, that's really fucking hazy. Bubbles, Dark Knight Rising, and I have other beers to review for you guys a little bit later on. But let's get the aroma of a high body beer. Okay, so I think you get a lot of Galaxy hops because you get kind of a passion fruit kind of hop on there. So yeah, I would say like what Eric said with his beer, it's kind of galaxy. James, too bad you don't have a beer, man. I would love to hear what you would have to say about a good beer, but this definitely has galaxy. What would say? And Clementine, you know, what a Clementine? If you sense Clementine,
Clementine
what,
tangerines.
yeah, what hop is that? What hop is that?
Clementine tangerines are very fragrant, very tasty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, he's trolling now. He's being a troll, and
Fuck
he
your
wants.
life, Enigma.
And
Hope you run into a fire and fucking burn.
He wants to be part.
Fuck off, you fucking dyke. So James, you can ban him from talking if you want to. You run the stream. You can do that.
I know.
You probably just should.
Cheers, guys.
He's not gonna join the show. That's for sure.
Yeah. I guess you sent him an invitation, and then every time you send an invitation, he's like, "Nope." But
now
he's suck my fat cock, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, now he's trolling us. You know what? I think it's time for him to go bye-bye.
This is yeah, that's good. This is good. This is a fucking like 9 out of 10. This is freaking fantastic.
No, he's a troll. Goodbye.
Leave Eric alone, man. Come on.
What the fuck did I ever do to you, guy?
Yeah, he's like he's been saying derogatory things about you for too long, and now he's blocked. Now he's out.
What did I do to him?
No, because he's
I told him how it is, and he got butthurt about it.
No, he's mocking your intellect because he doesn't have intellect.
So many people. Well, one brief moment. Think about all those thoughts there, Michael. Come up to those thoughts in your brain while I talk for a brief second here. Think about that beer, and we'll get back to you. I apologize, but
it's all
like
good.
So many people in this country, I'm just gonna say this straight up because I got a couple of friends. I think they're my friends. I would fucking still hope they are. Politics are such a fucking stupid thing to have friends come and go with that, with the wind. But so many people have so much rage and anger and thoughts about what's going on right now that they just spew out their emotions. And they're unable to use, the emotions that they have with some restraint and actually really think about what people are saying to them. That if anybody's got a varying opinion, it's just, oh, that person's wrong. 100% of the time, all the time. Like, why? Why don't I have the exact freedom that you do in the United States of America and people in Canada do, and maybe England and Australia and New Zealand, to have the opinions that I want to have, but you're not gonna, you're just gonna like drown me out. But your opinion is the most prevalent, and that's the only one to listen to. Like, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, well, he bounces.
Why is your opinion automatically the word of the gospel, and mine, which is not? I'm saying it out of my own love for every person on the planet Earth. Why does mine get taken out of context immediately before you even listen to the whole thing?
Yeah, well, he bounces from right wing to left wing, back to right wing. So I didn't know where he stood because he was, and then he started using ad hominem attacks.
Fuck him.
Towards Michael and towards you, Eric, and then it started resorting to name calling with no debating, and that's
Black Lives Matter. You better make it sure that if you want your own, how do I put this properly without sounding like a fucking buffoon? If you want your own point to matter, you better make sure that it's going to the greater good, that everybody is going to matter, that everybody makes up a point in making this work correctly. I get it. There's certain portions of people that don't make this work properly in that kind of ideology. I'm not sorry about that because I didn't physically have anything to do with that. That doesn't mean that I don't understand that there's a problem in this country. We all want it to work properly. It all needs to work properly. How do we get to that point? I think there's a little bit of fucking education that's going to happen. I think just like with the DARE program and people telling our elementary school kids through policing that drugs are fucking bad, okay, as Mr. Mackey would say on South Park, I think we probably need to have, whether you go to the rec center in your local community and you take a policing 101 course and you learn about what the police do and how they help out our communities. Maybe school children need that too, because nobody seems to fucking understand what the police do and why it's an importance to have police in this fucking country. And until you fucking understand that, no one's protecting you. You just think that you know what's best for you, so you're gonna wham, boo, hoo, until you get your fucking way. And then what happens? You get put in timeout. As if you're a child to somebody's parent that says, "Enough of this, timeout." What's gonna happen? You're just gonna get angry. You're gonna be mad about the situation. Same thing with people that try to defy these police during riots. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna get angry. I'm not saying that everybody's that way. Not everybody's mad and angry to that extent where they riot and loot and loot. I'm not saying that, but that makes people look bad. And if you want to do it in that fashion, you got to stand up and say that that's the wrong way to do it. Until that point in time, until you understand the law of the land has to be upheld, because to be completely honest, my thought process is with more laws, there are freedoms. You're more free with more laws. Put it this way. Somebody says to an artist, here's a blank canvas. Make a painting. What? How do I do that? There's too much. There's too little restrictions. If somebody gave you some guidelines, you might be able to do it a little better. You might have some idea of what to do in that picture, in that painting. Within these laws and these regulations, you actually feel a little bit more safe. You feel a little bit more like, okay, I'm protected from what I need to, against what I feel protection against what I want to do, right? Who's going to protect that when you say, let's just abolish all police departments? That's not going to do fucking shit. That's going to make everybody go, in an anarchist state and go, I know more than you do, so see you later.
People don't work. If people don't break the law, they don't do anything wrong, the police won't bother them. If they don't block traffic, if they don't loot and vandalize and set things on fire, if they just
fuck you, Enigma.
They peacefully protest. Now, once he started resorting to name calling without debating intelligently, that's when I blocked him. So he did it to himself. He did when I exposed him.
I'm gonna check out the comments here.
Oh, you mean on the YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch all whatever. I'm gonna
watch
all right. Everything
cool.
Said.
Finish.
Hey, this country. What?
Finish your beer review. I think you had a little more to say.
All together, IPA by Revision. It's a hazy. It's good. One thing about hazies, they have a very intense. They have a very, very intense mouth feel. It can be very rich, richer than a West Coast.
Yep.
So it can still be juicy, but it's still incredibly complex.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, missing trumpet zombie. Did James just ban someone and then let his homie rant on about freedom of speech? That was rich. Oh, did he get somebody new on here? What's that?
Maybe.
Who the fuck are you, motherfucker?
Maybe this
Who the fuck are you?
maybe this guy is a I don't know. I banned someone
This guy
being a
needs to stop remembering the 5th of November, motherfucker.
And then he's complimenting, but then
Remember the 5th of November. You think you're in that fucking movie, in that graphic novel, it's stupid bitch.
this beer is awesome. This beer is awesome.
Good.
I mean, it's
Very good,
rich.
Michael.
It's very rich. I mean, Eric, why are hazies so rich though? I mean, they're cool. They're juicy.
I agree with a lot of what you just said. To me, if you don't get that mouthfeel right, you're missing a lot of the aspects to what makes a good New England IPA and hazy beer what it is. To me, there's one, you could do one of two things, or you can do a hybrid of the both. You can do a good, and I said this to James actually a little bit earlier in the stream. You can do the white wheat malt, you can do a flaked oat, or you can do a combination of both of those malts. And either or, the one or the two, one or the other, or both of them, they'll basically give you that creamy, smooth, almost velvety mouthfeel. And that's what you want out of a New England IPA, because most of the great ones that I've had sitting here in Massachusetts, they've had that creamy, smooth, velvety texture. If it's not there, I think they kind of missed the mark a little bit.
You're welcome. You're welcome there.
That's
Wait,
yeah.
put that comment back up again. Put that comment back up again.
Which one? Thanks for letting me review.
No, the one after. The one after.
Oh, the one before. Spammers stay off and go whack off. Anon wanted me to write for them. I'm not a hacker. All right.
Well, that remains to be
make the
seen.
point known that you're not one of those fucking people. You sound like one right now to us.
That shit remains to be seen.
Michael gives great reviews, and so does Thomas Metal 75. We got great people in our community in terms of craft beer and top shelf hard liquor and fine wine.
Oh yeah, fucking you and Ronald and you guys all, Erica, just your knowledge on hard liquor. Holy shit! It's just you guys are knowledgeable. I don't know that much about it. I know Glenlivet, but that's it. I only know Glenlivet.
You know who I really look up to when it comes to whiskeys and hard liquor is the
Whiskey Scout.
Whiskey Scout from Kansas. From Kansas.
Man. I thought he was from Oklahoma.
No. You know who's from? No. He's from Kansas. I don't know any of them from Oklahoma. Now, Metal Thrasher is from Colorado. Well, he lives in Colorado. Shane Fudge is Arkansas.
Oh yeah, nice. And then what about these? Aren't the guys who you got mad about for just drinking craft beer? Because those guys are pretty fucking cool.
No, they're cool. They like craft beer. They well, you know, could you have at least like a shot of high quality Scotch whiskey? Just a shot.
I like Misanthropic. I like Misanthropic so far. Misanthropic.
What do you call a shot is a jigger. It's a jigger. It's an ounce and a half, right?
Yeah, it's 40. They think it's 40% alcohol, but it acts as if it's 10% alcohol.
Well, no, a shot glass is a jigger. A half a jig. A jigger is an ounce and a half a jigger is
a jigger.
Yeah, you know the hourglass. I have the hourglass. The bartenders Yeah. Michael is part of the heavy metal rock.
I'm not Michael, motherfucker.
I'm not Michael. I mean, Thomas
Awesome.
Metal 75 is the drummer for Oxblood Forge, an indie heavy metal rock.
With a nutritionist. Wait, with a nutritionist, with a guitar player, with myself, and we're all. I don't myself. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's just we're all doing some cool ass shit right now. That's awesome.
Damn it.
America, motherfucker. Of course, liquor makes me puke. I guess I'm a bitch in that way. Thomas gets it. I like this guy on the chat.
Right.
Suck it, Alpha.
Wonderful.
Is awesome.
Thank you.
Nice.
Santana.
Nice. I learned how to play Last Train Home by Pat Metheny the other day.
Say what?
I learned how to play Last Train
Oh,
Home.
brother. It looks like the guitar song I just played, bitch.
I don't know. We're the United States has, let's see, how many major crises. They got the pandemic. Now you got the riots. You got the deficit that probably never recover. Not now. You got the 2020 election, which has completely been distracted by the previous crises. All right, nobody's talking about really the.
Yeah, but Trump's gonna fucking lose because he's been the most incompetent steward of any crisis since Herbert Hoover.
Oh, he's a boob, man. He's a. You know what? He might be crazy like a fox. That's an old saying. He wants people to think he's stupid and nuts, but he's really. He could be part of the NWO, the New World Order, and he could be just a puppet of the oligarch. It's very palpable that everything that's happened was calculated. Because I saw a video, some white guy paying off the rioters, and as soon as they took the money, they started looting and vandalizing. As soon as they grabbed the money from this guy.
Well, I don't know if anything was conspiratized or conspiracized, but that would be shit if that happened. I
posted a great video of Jesse Ventura recently on the Jimmy Dore show, and he revealed a lot. That raisin ball Bernie Sanders, he's a sellout. He's a stinking sellout to the corrupt oligarch puppet DNC and that scrawny little weasel with buck teeth, Tom Perez. He's a sellout. He's not a real progressive. He always capitulates at the end. He always gives up. The little geek coward with raising balls. Bernie Sanders. Right. It's political theater.
I like misanthropic zombie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all rigged, man. And you know what? Deborah Wasser shits. Deborah Wasser.
I would like to know.
Mexican standoff.
I would like to know, however, just sitting high and mighty on YouTube, commenting on a James Madonna stream, what this, whatever he calls himself, zombie dude here. What is he? If he feels it's all bad, none of it's ever good at any point in time. What has this dude done to try to change that? What real change has he tried to make happen if he thinks it's all that bad? Please comment now. Go.
Well, he should do what I'm going to do, is make it my business to vote. If every American makes it their business to vote, no conservative Republican will ever get elected, because the asses of the masses are not the crazy flag waving people. They're the smart people, and they're going to vote for the politician that has their best interest, which is not a Democrat or a Republican.
Goodbye.
A third party progressive. Oh.
And then there were two.
I guess he didn't like it when I said it's not going to be a Democrat or a Republican.
Wait, hold on. Eric was going all up against trolls, but then he got off when he said something. Oh shit.
Andrew Yang, the Yang Gang.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Pro corporate.
I don't know about that.
John Womack. Greetings, John.
Oh yeah, he was trying to get onto the live stream. So if you could send him the StreamYard, if you could send him your link, because when I sent the link.
Oh, you know John?
I know John. Yeah. So if you could try to get him onto the show, that would be awesome.
If I put it, if I put it in the private chat, would he be able? Would he be able to see it?
Yeah, I think he would. But then also, if you add him on Facebook, or if you go to my friends and then you search John Womack or whatever, you know, or if you just post on the comments.
Well, I don't want the whole world to see the link.
Oh, yeah, because we'll have 1 trillion guests.
Well, every troll we'll have 1 trillion guests. Hold on.
By the way, I think we have like 3 trillion viewers right now. This is fucking awesome, dude.
Now I'm sorry that I don't know what happened to Eric, but I stand by what I said before, is that the Democrats and the Republicans are both. One is slightly lesser than the two evils, but
I read an article.
A slightly lesser evils is still evil. Okay, they're both.
I read an article and it said that they are the business party. They're the business party. You know, Democrats, Republicans together. They're the business party. You
know what that means? That means the business party means that the top 1%. All the multi-billionaires of the top 1% control both parties. That's why
even if Kentucky flips, even if South Carolina were to flip for Jamie Harrison, it's all still going to be the same bullshit 4, 2, 6 years later. No, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, as long as politicians are willing to meet with lobbyists and be paid off, then corruption will never leave capitalism and United States politics. The people have to. The problem is the system is bad. People have to change the system, but not in a nice, kind way. Unfortunately, we the
Oh
people.
yeah, somebody said that the system is not fucked up. It's always been that way. But
No,
what do you think about how Iowa, Joni Ernst is now behind in Iowa, and
good,
Lindsey Graham
good.
is now behind in South Carolina, and also in Maine, Susan Collins is behind by quite a lot. In Maine, she's only competitive with one Democrat in Maine.
All right,
Susan Collins may
let
lose.
me
Susan Collins is going to.
let me answer him. In 2016, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, who publicly said the DNC rigged the primaries in 2016, and then she said, "So what?" You believe she said that? Okay.
Yeah.
The primaries were rigged. Bernie Sanders did not have to be obsessed with the Democratic Party, reforming the Democratic Party, or saving the Democrat Party. Democrat Party is too far corrupt to be saved. He could have very easily ran as the independent he's always been, as senator, and be on the ballot. Bernie Sanders can be on the ballot. Bernie Sanders says he's going to still be on the ballot. Now, but when Jesse Ventura asked Bernie Sanders, why don't you join me on the Green Party, since Ralph Nader was on the Green Party, Dr. Jill Stein was on the Green Party. Bernie Sanders says, no way. He's going to stay with the Democrats. Ah, interesting. He's going to stay with the Democrats. I don't trust Bernie Sanders. I don't think he's the true progressive he portrays himself to be. He could very easily run. He could start a new left-wing progressive People's Party. He can easily. He's got that organization, Our Revolution, right, Mr. Zombie? He could very easily create a new Democratic, excuse me, Democratic Socialist Party. He has the momentum. He has the backing. He can do it with the money he raised. He can easily do it. And why not go with the Green Party? They're true progressives. Did you know that Dr. Jill Stein was on the ballot in 2016, but she was not invited to the presidential debate. Now, why not? She's on the ballot, right? All right, let me catch up on the comments.
Yeah, I mean, she was a pretty credible candidate. I mean, she had some Cruella DeVille kind of aspects about her, but she was still pretty cool. I probably would have voted for her. It's just that I didn't know enough about her, right?
No one
wasn't conditioned to be that way. James, it wasn't conditioned to be that way with Jill.
No one knew Jill Stein because she wasn't given any FaceTime by the mainstream media. She wasn't given. Even Bernie Sanders is not given hardly any FaceTime by the mainstream media. Everything was about Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, but not what do you call Andrew Yang. But
I don't know about that.
Bernie Sanders.
I don't know about that because of all the shit with Asians right now, and just
I used to watch CNN.
What they're having to deal with.
I don't watch CNN anymore. They hardly ever discuss Bernie Sanders. Hardly ever mentioned his name. CNN. I watched day and night, and I noticed they were biased. They're owned and controlled by the oligarch, and so are the two parties. Capitalism is the devil's economics. It is the proven devil's economics. Bernie Sanders, the problem with him is he's a geek with raisin balls. He capitulates. He's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the squad, they're fighters. They're progressive, but they're fighters. Bernie Sanders, I think, was paid off.
I'm worried about Alexandria, though. I mean, she was really cool at first. No, you know what? You know what? Scratch that. Scratch that.
Yeah, they're right wing. Unfortunately, a lot of libertarians are right wingers. I'm not a fan of capitalism.
I don't like what Ilhan Omar said about Israel. I really don't like that. That was a turnoff for me. That was something that I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit out of control.
You like Netanyahu in Israel?
No, I don't like Netanyahu. No, Netanyahu sounds like a crybaby. Netanyahu sounds like a crybaby, man. You see what he speaks? Oh man, he sounds like a crybaby, dude.
Why is so much U.S. tax money going to Israel like every day? Why are Israeli troops always attacking the Palestinians?
Hey James, if I could ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is it with, especially women, but people in general? Again, they have that. If you want to put me, because I have a bit of a point here. So if you want to put, thanks, man, about the girl thing. What is it with some girls? They may be. I've seen girls in the daytime. They may say, "Can you please leave me alone?" But then, if you're in a different setting, if you're in a different area with them, then all of a sudden they act like they're all cool, and so like a nightclub or alcohol, alcohol, for example, just all of a sudden everything's fine. And I feel like if it was a different area, they would be completely different. What is it with that creepy ass fucking light switch that some people seem to have? Where it's like, okay, I'm here, so I'm gonna act like this. But then all of a sudden, I'm here, so I'm gonna act like this, and that's all good. What is it with people like that? It's just they operate on a light switch. What's that shit about? And it makes it very difficult for me to have a conversation with those people. I mean,
well, they're not consistent. Women are very incongruent, and I don't know if it's hormones. I don't know if it's because their thinking is based on emotion only and not logic like men are. They are totally unpredictable in every which way, and you can have great conversations with them, and all of a sudden they mysteriously vanish and they ghost you.
And I had a girl, and she was a Russian Asian, and I keep seeing that she keeps saying, I'm following you, but then I'm not following you, but then I'm following you again. It's just, oh man, it's after a while, it's okay. I get it. I'm going to stop following you. I'm going to get out of your way. I stopped you at the mall. I talked to you at the mall, and you had an airplane to catch. I get it. It sounds like you didn't really want to have a conversation, but that's okay. And she was saying Mikey in one conversation, and then in the next, she wasn't following anymore. And it's a very difficult thing to deal with. And people in a nightclub, I like this misanthropic zombie here.
Women,
men like life, women like resources.
Women will sleep with Satan himself for money when it comes to big bucks. They like resources, all right. There's no difference. Well, there is a difference. If a man goes to a prostitute, or if a man pays an escort or a prostitute, or goes to a massage parlor, at least he knows what he's getting in return for the money. With the gold digger, with the money grubbing average female, he doesn't know if he's going to get anything in return on his investment. Okay, women have an obsession with a man's income. That's why when you first meet a woman or a girl on, let's say, a dating app, instead of her asking you, what is your hobbies and interests? She asks you, what do you do for a living? So right away, she's trying to size up your income immediately. So, a man, I told a very rude, money grubbing female from Tinder,
Oh,
which I'm not a member anymore. I told her, a man does not really owe any woman anything unless you can prove that he's the father, and he also has to die and pay taxes. Other than that, man doesn't have to pay for your dinner and your cocktails or nothing, or your utility bills or your rent. It's cheaper for him to go to a freaking massage parlor than it is for him to get married. And how and the and
yeah.
the man hating lesbians that started the feminist movement, they changed the laws against men. So that's why a man is screwed. The woman will take him right to the poorhouse. All she has to do is get a lawyer, and he is totally screwed.
I see a lot of those girls, man, and just they look unhealthy. I said this to you the other day in the messenger. They look unhealthy. They don't take care of themselves. They look like they've been bulking too much on something other than bulking. But hey, man, I gotta go do something here. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay. Women are opportunists. That's based on what you just said right now. Women are opportunists. They're sycophants by using their sensuality and their ability to seduce men because they know men are a sucker for a pretty face, and men have a higher sex drive because they have more testosterone than women, and testosterone controls a woman's sex drive also. So they exploit the man's sex drive, and they hold out for the highest bidder, and there we go again. They are all whores. I hate to say it. Just like Coach Greg Adams, the red pill expert, he says, don't get married. Don't get married because you'll get screwed royally. And women ride the cock carousel. They ride the cock carousel. They like nobody has a woman permanently forever. A man is just with them until they find something better to replace you. Unfortunately, that's why the divorce rate is so high. And forget about girls' night out. Girls' night out means she's looking to scope out the nightclubs or wherever she's going with her girlfriends to see if there's a better option. No, men cannot take female nature personally because they're fucked up. It's as simple as that. They're fucked up. That's basically it. They're not logical, and I think. Oh no, Thomas Meadow is not muted. Just Michael Hilton.
Hello, I'm
No,
back.
you're not muted.
Yes.
So
Hello.
yeah. Well, basically, unfortunately,
Ooh, that's good.
what do you got there?
No, I hate a pickle,
Oh,
but drink pickle juice. That tastes good.
Oh, Clausen.
Yeah, drink pickle juice.
Pickles. Ooh, don't drink the pickle juice. Ah! Oh, you're really being a pickle.
Well, that's really good. Yes.
You ran
Then
out
the
of,
preservative-free beer, as we were talking about earlier.
oh my God, a macro beer. Oh yeah, Mr. Zombie said, "Where's Thomas? Bring Thomas back."
Oh,
Thomas is back, and pickle juice, and to drown out the horrible flavor of a macro beer.
you know what they say you know what they say in that great movie from. No, wait a minute. That was not a movie. No. There's no place like home. That's not the movie I'm thinking of. Wizard of Oz. No. There was a movie from the 80s, and then they made a cartoon in the 90s. But the movie in the 80s, they said Beetlejuice. Pickle juice.
Hey, I like that guy with the little tiny head that's with the big body on Beetlejuice. You know, a Puppet Master, one of the puppets that used to kill people. He was like the Beetlejuice guy with the little tiny head and the big body.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the horror movie Puppet Master?
Yeah.
And
I've seen it once or twice.
They had like
I've seen that once, at least once.
They had like this voodoo curse where if you dripped human blood on them, they came to life.
Oh, damn.
That's how the puppets came to life. Puppet Master.
But you know what, misanthropic zombie?
I'm gonna do.
Are we doing a drink? James is gone. I'm here now.
No, I'm not. I'm doing this in honor of misanthropic zombie. You know the.
Are we doing a drink of some pickling cucumbers? The pickle of choice. We're doing it by kosher, not that bread and butter shit. Are we doing a drink of the pickling juice of a kosher dill pickle? Come on, misanthropic. You get on this channel now and you drink one with me. Ziggy zaggy, oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, but you got
ziggy, oi, oi. Ziggy, oi, oi. Let's go.
You got so many great things to drink. Why would you drink pickle juice?
Wait a minute. Let me see how far I can go in this one. Ziggy, oi, oi, oi.
You notice all the Batman movies, Mr. Zombie, were all like, you know, at night, a lot of them, and it was like overcast, like it was going to rain. All you got is Coors. Okay. Coors Banquet or just regular Coors.
I'm not trying to drink the pickling agents, the spices.
Pickle spice.
But wait a minute.
Oh,
What is going on?
he's drinking pickle juice.
Pickle juice?
Yeah.
There are left the pickling agent.
Oh, man.
There are left the pickling agents
the
in there.
again. What the hell?
All right, your move, zombie, or fuck you.
He says all he's got is Coors.
All I got is time, so I'm waiting.
I'm gonna hop off so that I can.
If you go to
back in.
If you go to private chat,
If
you go to private chat, I got the link.
Back on.
I got the link.
Wait, I'm gonna hop back on in a second. I'm gonna hop back on in a I'm gonna hop back on.
Okay.
He had an IPA earlier.
I'm sorry. All right.
What I was saying was,
Your mother drank an IPA earlier, Trebek.
If you go to private chat, there's a link to join by way of voice. And he's back.
Oh.
He's back.
That was quick, Trebek.
Man, I like this. I like this misanthropic zombie. He doesn't sound like a bad person to be talking to. He sounds like a pretty reasonable person to be talking to.
Well, he's a million times more intelligent than that Enigma. What the hell was it called? Philanthropic Enigma or Enigma? What the hell?
Well, I mean, the word obvious is in the tone. So
Don't make fun of people and egg them on. That's all, zombie.
Obvious is in the tone. He did use the word obvious.
Well, my cousin, I know a lot of my cousins married for money because their husbands look like
Goodbye.
they look like shit.
Oh, I think Eric says bye-bye when he's saying that his volume is a little bit, when his internet is a little bit,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He comes and goes. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway,
my mom was a whore. But why do you allude to that? Wait,
no, my cousins were whores. My cousins married a bunch of sad sack looking men because of their jobs, and they were able to buy a nice big house and give them things. So what's the difference between a regular prostitute and women that marry for money? No, Eric comes and goes. So sometimes he comes and stays for a long time, and then I don't know. What can I say? I don't know. He comes and goes.
Just as puzzled as me.
No, he doesn't hate. He doesn't hate you. He might have had a little too much to drink today. We were on a craft beer show called Fandango Friday from 7 to 8. Okay, I was there. Eric was there, and he joins other shows, and he drinks again and again. And now I do my show late.
Mr. Thorpe says, I think Thomas hates me. No, dude. He's just making sure you're not another one of those fuckers.
Oh, dude, we had a band of troll before, a name Enigma, something Enigma. And then I do my political show every Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. And my co-host, Damian the Wolf Owens, after we were done with politics, he does the State of the Nation.
This co-host.
He does Michael Hilton is with me too.
What? No,
He does the State of the Union tarot card reading. It's a combination of politics and mysticism, followed by my copper divining rods. I bring the copper divining rods, and he does the United States every week. He does a tarot card reading. And then sometimes viewers want to get a tarot card reading also. And they ask for it, and he does it. No, I just like when they play mind games, and they're very inconsistent. Like if you meet somebody and you get and you're getting along great with them, fantastic, and then they vanish. They vanish completely.
That just sets a motherfucker back, man. I mean, how much more money and how much more time do you have to put towards something until you say, you know what, I'm getting rid of this shit and I'm gonna go play some golf or some shit.
Yeah, well, I think Misanthropic Zombie is an alpha male. He's not a beta chimpanzee at all. I don't think I highly doubt it.
Wait, hold on a second. Was John Womack on earlier?
Well, Sunday, yeah. Damian the Wolf Owens does the tarot card readings. I'm starting to get back into it. It's been years, but I'm the one that brings the copper divining rods, and they move rather quickly, and but they answer yes and no questions like the pendulum. like the pendulum. And it's very interesting, to combine progressive left-wing politics with, oh, that looks good, with
I guess it wasn't call me poor. I guess it wasn't call me poor, right?
yeah, mysticism. Now I have progressive discussions on Facebook and Tumblr, as well as YouTube. I also have a new group called New Age Mysticism and Healing. All New Age stuff, Wiccan practitioners, Reiki masters, psychics, astrologers, clairvoyants, what you want to call. It's all about mysticism. So you can come over, click like, and I also post videos from Anonymous.
That sounds fantastic.
I post all the videos from you, the Anonymous videos.
How did you come across Obvious Enigma, man? How did Obvious Enigma even become it? Wait, hold on. Misanthropic, I like this guy. He says I've fucked a bunch of fat chicks, but I would consider myself alpha.
Yeah, fat girls give the best blowjobs because they kind of have to. I mean, they're fat, right?
Well, I mean, if consider this, if you think that you're not that good looking, you're going to compensate more. I don't think you have to, but you will compensate more. But consider this too. Somebody who's used to being told, "Oh, I look so good. I look beautiful. I have the straight hair and everything." Oh shit, that came out wrong. That came out wrong. But I have the straight hair. Dude, they're not gonna do shit. And in so many ways, they're not gonna do shit. So I'd rather somebody, maybe they don't look the best, or they could use, but maybe they're working on it and they're doing everything, everything that they can. And just, I would rather be with a girl who's getting toward that point, right? Let me take a sip of beer.
Well,
and somebody who acts like, because they had everything given to them, and just, the perfect top 10 model. I don't feel that that's even something I want in a way, because it's going to be all this motherfuckerdom that goes on, right?
Well,
So,
even listen, even older women and overweight women, if you read their profiles on dating apps, the way they talk about themselves, you would swear that they're like car show models or swimsuit models or something, or lingerie models. The way, they all have become wise to the fact that that they're holding out for the monkey, chimpanzee, beta male with bucks, regardless how bad the guy looks. They're holding out for the highest bidder. So
I'm very insulted by that. One time I was at Pete's, or a couple times I went to Pete's. There were a couple, ladies there, and not even girl. They were ladies, and when I ordered something, they felt the need to opine about my order. And what I'll say about that shit is that I don't really like somebody giving an opinion about my order, especially if it's not really founded, if it's kind of trolling, because there's a lack of compensation for something else going on. And these were quite good-looking women, but they were very hyper. They were very hyper. Never mind, forget it. Just they were completely out of control. Thinking they what you say, James? What you say? Thinking that they are more important than they really are, and they think in their fucked up mindset that they are the center of the universe. And again, they have this creepy light switch Okay, so maybe even the coffee shop or the nightclub is okay, but somehow the street or a library is not okay. What the fuck? That is some creepy ass shit going on, man.
Now,
You
these
always have to have that good
women,
attitude, no matter where you are. You can't do
women,
this fucking creepy ass light switch.
women.
No, 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 no. It has to always be. You know, a girl, sorry, James, a girl at a trail smiled at me the other day, and I probably could have done something. I didn't do anything because I don't know. But nothing happened. But probably something could have happened. I mean, it's pretty fucking cool.
Women
There's
are
people with the fucking creepy light switch, man. Your thoughts?
women are pathological liars. Mr. Zombie's correct. I I trust the word of men a lot more than women, and I'm talking about me having conversations with total strangers, and I get good vibes from total strangers in conversation with other men, and they could relate to what I'm talking about, and likewise. But women, they have the ability to look you straight in the eye and lie to you, and it happens, and not just in a bar. Where I grew up, the girls across the street, the girls next door, they look me right in the eye and say, "Oh, we got to go to lunch sometime real soon." All right, uh, when are you free? She mentions when she's free. I says, "Well, you know where I live, you know."
Oh yeah, when girls say they have to go to the bathroom, they're about to talk shit about your ass.
They're about to talk shit about you, and you know what? It never happens. They lie all the time, and
But
men are
what is it about this creepy light switch that they do, man? Where
men are much more consistent. The creepy light switch. Men are more predictable and consistent. Women are all over the place. The light switch, that's what I mean. They're all over the place.
but you have to always have that super crazy. He says, nice. Just you have to always have that attitude, man. You have to always have the attitude that even if you walk out your door, you could probably run into somebody, and maybe you guys strike up a good conversation. I don't even see that with some people now, where they act like, oh well, I'm walking out my door, nothing's fun, fuck the world, fuck this cancel culture, fuck the world, I hate myself, I want to drown myself. The sun is up, so because the sun is up, I'm gonna be an asshole. But as soon as the sun goes down, I'm gonna be this alcohol.
Listen,
I'm gonna be this merry person all of a sudden. It's fucking incongruent. And even in a setting as hyperactive, I say,
listen.
as a coffee shop,
These women
just everything all of a sudden is fine. I don't get it. Just you have to have that attitude everywhere you fucking go.
these women that smile to get their way, and flirt because you have something they want. That when a good looking chick approaches you with a big smile and flirts, that means you have something she wants. They've been doing that since they were little girls to their fathers, batting their eyelashes to get something out of their daddies. And when they grow up, they continue doing it, and they know that a man is a sucker for a pretty face, and they exploit a man's higher sex drive by seduction. But on the other hand, the moodiness is bullshit. Why do I say that? Because at the beginning, they're really nice to you, and they say great things to you, and they're affectionate, passionate too. But then if you
know what, I wouldn't pay attention to the looks. I would pay attention to the looks, but I would also pay attention to a confidence level. I would also pay attention to how confident the person is. Wait, that's a red flag. Misanthropic said something that also the last guy said about Karens, I think. Hopefully you didn't. Well, maybe he read the chat. Maybe he read the chat. Basically, a Karen is somebody who takes offense to things when things don't go their way, right? So live PT's got to go because all of a sudden every cop is an asshole because one cop is trying to ruin it for the rest with this dumbass motherfucking.
What I was going to say is, as soon as you cohabitate with the female, the girlfriend, if you move in together, then she starts to complain all the time, usually about money, and she tries to redecorate your place. She tries to be the boss, and she complains constantly. Then her personality changes. If you live alone, you come and go as you please. You decorate your place any way you want. You can have any exotic pet you want, like I do. You can eat whatever you want for dinner.
You have a fucking frog. You have a fucking frog, man.
No, that's not my frog. That's my brother-in-law's frog.
Oh shit! Wait, you were with your brother-in-law?
No, my brother-in-law has
I'd love to see my family.
He's got the African bullfrog that he feeds rats to and everything, and baby chickens. No,
that frog. You are kidding. That frog will eat a chicken. You are
no. When the chick loses its down, the yellow fuzz, and it grows white feathers or whatever. Yeah, a young chicken with the head, the legs, and everything, the feet. Yeah, that frog swallows a whole young chicken. Yeah.
Holy shit, man! I think frogs. There was something in the movie 13 Days. They said something about frog warheads or something like that. Frog warheads. And when he said, the general advisor said to John F. Kennedy, we have some frog warheads going on. Just JFK just, threw everything against the table. He was so fucking mad. And at that point, I think that's what made him say, all right, we have to go to DEFCON 3. And once you go to DEFCON's no longer a system. I think we got rid of DEFCON. But once you go to DEFCON, it's on. So even if it's DEFCON 1, that's war. That's war, okay? And when you try to quarantine other ships on maritime, if you try to quarantine other ships on maritime, that is war. War is on. Misanthropic says women subconsciously plot against you from the very moment you say hi. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you say hi instead of them saying hi. That it would be nice if they said hi. I always wait for a woman to say hi first because I feel like it's a nice hack. I feel like it's a nice life hack. Earlier today I was in Cost Plus World Market, and a lady came up to me and she said, "Excuse me, do you work here?" And when I said no, sorry, I just thought you were hot. She walked away, but I know that she may have wanted to speak. She wanted to speak, so she approached. She approached, and it's just I agree with you, James. Just there's beauty in a woman approaching first. What's with all these women who take offense to that and who may see that, and when they see that, and they're with their pussy whipped boyfriend, just shit goes through the roof, and everything just goes all fucking sideways. What the fuck? Why are they butting in on shit? Even if a guy goes up first, if the girl is putting in a lot of effort and is very compliant, nobody has a right to assert their authority in that situation. Everything's going right. What the hell, man? I stopped a girl on Market Street one time. She was an Asian, and she was very, very friendly. She was very friendly, and then a couple butted in, and just wouldn't leave. And I was just as calmly trying to say as possible, "Thanks, guys. See ya." I was trying to say that as much as possible, and it's just they would not fucking get the hint. What's going on here, man?
Once you say hi, then the girl is in demand. Then the girl becomes in demand. If they say hi, you're the one that's in demand. Like, in other words, they're in the you're the one that's being pursued if the woman sends you strong signals, like looks at you a lot, smiles at you, and then says, "Hello, my name is so and so," or whatever people do.
Yeah, but hold on, misanthropic. You know, don't get discouraged about that, because even beautiful girls will say hi first. If you're just hanging out, relaxing, having a good time, not even focusing on that shit, just they will come up and say hi to you first, and then you can just drop the whole thing of, oh, she's so hot. You can drop that whole fucking nonsense, because sometimes the girl who you notice in a bar, she's over there. You're doing all this stuff here. Oh, how's any coverage? No, just hang back, relax, and she might come up first. Say hi. She might say hi. You don't have to do shit. And if that's what the gods permit, that's what the gods permit. And that's just what you do, man. It's so awesome when that happens.
If a woman comes on to you, you'll know it. Whether she be thin, fat, gorgeous, or average looking, you'll definitely know it if she's coming on to you. If you don't get,
I'd rather that happened instead of me trying to make any effort. Man.
If you don't get strong signals, obvious signals from a woman, don't even bust the move on her. You know, don't do anything. Just play it cool. Like if you're shopping, show an interest in what you're looking for on the shelf. Don't stare at anybody. Don't try to make eye contact with anybody. You know,
fuck staring, man. Staring is a lack of connection, and it's a lack of
staring is rude.
Intent.
Yeah, staring is rude. But you don't want to inflate their ego. That's the thing. It's called free validation. You don't want to give a woman free validation, because their ego inflates, and then they play mind games after that.
Oh yeah, there was this woman one time at a bar, and she kept saying, "I'm too old for you," and I was like, "No, so long as you're not 40, it's all good." But I feel like even when I said that, I feel like I was putting too much approval shit on her. Okay, so I feel like that's what.
Yeah. Oh,
I feel like I may have done that.
And single mothers, I once they got like little kids that.
She was a single mother.
The single mothers have little kids that demand the attention of their mommies, and they will compete with the boyfriend for attention. And little boys get very jealous of their mommy's boyfriend.
My mom, if I did any of that shit with my mom, she would fucking take me to the cleaners on that shit, man. She would fucking rile me up about that.
Like if you tried to cock block, if you were a kid, young child, and you try to cock block your mom's boyfriend, you mean?
Or any guy. She would fucking take me to the cleaners, and she would say, you know, I guess she would even say, even if you were an adult, you have no right to insinuate authority over two people having fun, you know? And now we have live PT canceled, cops canceled, and now you have even Dog Patrol. That's a fucking cartoon. Canceled.
No, he's right.
And all these people telling other people what to do. People do not, as Coach Corey Wayne said, people do not like being told what to do.
Right. Now this guy is right. Milanthropic Zombie is right. Never date a single mom, because they will cock block you left and right. They will.
I fucking like that guy, man.
They will blow you out of the water with a chick. They will blow you out of the water. Little boys are jealous little bastards, and you know what? She's trying to find a new daddy to support the kids too. Hey, take the old man to court and get more child support.
Money grubbing. Money grubbing motherfucker.
it's not our problem that you have children from another man. Take the Faja, like from Goldmember, you know, Austin Powers.
Christy, bring me the big knife. I'm gonna split my throat.
Take the Faja to court.
Wait, James, hey James, I feel like you know the movie Moonstruck. You know. Hey, Christy, hey, Christy, bring me the big knife. I'm gonna slit my throat.
Now, if the woman is
wait, James, you know Moonstruck.
Yeah, with Vincent Gardenia and Cher and the actor that became
Mel Gibson. No, Mel Gibson.
what the hell's his name? We don't even see him anymore. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Yeah. My brother is so much better than me. Chrissy, bring me the big knife. I'm gonna slit my throat. Bring me the big knife. I'm gonna slit my throat.
Oh, the bell means I want to talk. That means we need some decorum on this show. Now I got at the beginning when I'm happy, I got the hotel bell. Now, anyway, I got other bells. I got the world's loudest jingle bell. I got old-fashioned jingle bells. I got the Jew's harp. I got the African drum, which I'm not going to play at this hour. What are you playing? But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. They will cock block you. The young kids. Now, if the single mother is really into you and she's willing to get a babysitter, she's willing to get a babysitter and come over to your place and bang you, then I would take advantage of the opportunity. What is that? You playing music? Eric wants to cancel racism and homophobia. You're going to cancel the best crime movies ever made. You know what? They took the gun away from Elmer Fudd.
Yes.
They HBO took Gone with the Wind off the air. And guess what?
Yes, that's bullshit.
They're going to take everything off the air.
James, did you hear me?
I hear you louder than ever.
That's bullshit. What happened with Dan Abrams? Why did Dan Abrams fail in his negotiations? Just have a commentator. That's all you got to do. You know, Gone with the Wind. They're coming back, but they have to have a commentator. They have to have a commentator.
Hey, they're going to take everything off the air. Just like Bill Cosby took the Little Rascals off of TV. You know what?
Fuck TV. Fuck America.
I'm telling you
one thing.
I'm
fucking done, man.
I hope the militias come out from wherever they are and put their foot down, because
but they're always putting their fucking foot in their mouth.
No, the Second Amendment.
I work for a grocery store. A lot of the customers who I deal with, they're always fucking putting their foot in their mouth. Every single time I deal with them, they put their fucking foot in their mouth.
The problem is that the real, honest, progressive politicians that are independent, that don't take big campaign money from the fat cats, they don't get FaceTime on the media. Nobody knows about them, right? Unless they knock on a lot of doors and they campaign, they canvass their until their shoes are worn out. The media doesn't give them any FaceTime. So the only way you can
I don't know, man. You're being told to stay at home, but then now all the TV shows are getting canceled.
Now, what I'm trying to say is the only way to fix this broken system that's so corrupt is a revolution. The militias, I was saying it in a good way. The Second Amendment, that we have the right to bear arms against a rogue, and I repeat, rogue government. Okay.
Right.
So bizarre. No, I'm just reading Philanthropic Zombies.
I like him. I like him. He's cool.
Now, there are, see, the problem with the progressive left wing is they're like a bunch of hipsters. They want to peacefully protest and say, like Barney the dinosaur, I love you and you love me. That's not going to do shit. That's not going to do shit. Now, that's not going to do shit against the oligarch. And you know what? That oligarch that controls the mainstream U.S. media in 2016, Anonymous was on a roll exposing all the dirt, just like what's his name? Edward Snowden.
Oh yeah.
Just like Edward Snowden, the hero, Edward Snowden, and the Democrats even wanted him to come back to the United States so they can arrest him. The Edward Snowden, Anonymous, I don't know about WikiLeaks. I think they might have helped Donald Trump get elected. But Anonymous was on a roll in 2016. And
wait, hold on. How the fuck does that happen? Where we go from Obama, who's all Mr. Transparent, kind of like Dan Abrams on A&E, somebody who he runs against everything. He hates everyone. He hates everybody. But then he gets somehow elected president of the United States. How does that even fucking happen, man? Obama liked everyone. Trump hates everyone. Trump doesn't talk in full sentences. Obama, even when he's not even on the job anymore, that 400 fucking K a year job, man, I would fucking kill for that job.
now,
just Obama, it speaks in full sentences. Trump can't mix a sentence together. Trump is a troll. Obama will try to include trolls in conversation.
he taught constitutional law. Barack Obama. He's a very
teacher. Yeah.
Very intelligent.
He had that playful side about him. Trump doesn't even have that playful side about him.
In 2016, the mainstream media demonized heroes like Edward Snowden and Anonymous, and they didn't give. I mean, look, all the dirt that Anonymous and Edward Snowden was exposing, they could have held these politicians accountable. None of these politicians are held accountable. They're all above the law because we're living under a corporate fascist regime. Fascism is corporate control. So, as far as if the left wing wants to change the corrupt, broken system that's shot to hell, they're not going to do it by peaceful protesting and acting like a bunch of hipsters, love, peace, and all that stuff.
James, gotta go, man. You the fucking man. Misanthropic says fucking weird. Like this guy. Tune in next week. You're fucking awesome, dude. And James, you're also fucking awesome, man.
And tomorrow night, if everything's okay with Mr. Owens, we got the political show. Come on Facebook. We got progressive. Just look up progressive discussions, and you'll find us. All right. Okay.
Got it.
Bye bye.